Kane.
On top of the Titantron.
WrestleMania 14, I will strike down upon thee with anger and furious vengeance. I will deliver you to the fiery pits of eternal damnation. You will know my name as the Lord of Darkness. Little brother, I've felt your wrath. Now you're gonna feel mine.
What a WrestleMania.
It's too late to turn back. The only thing that you can do now is rest in peace. Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
Calling all faces and heels. We're back for episode 11 of the Era of Attitude. We're doing it live this week, Peter. We're in the same room.
Semi-hungover. Yeah,
Semi-hungover, but we're here.
Doing pretty well.
Yeah, we're doing all right. This week we go from February to WrestleMania 14.
Yeah, 1998.
That's what we do, 1998. We were saying this the other day. It was a bit of a slog, but it was good. It's just because there's so many Raws. They're not shitty episodes. There's just so many of them.
Roster's a little thin at the moment,
Yeah.
too. And,
And about to get thin. Spoilers.
yeah, I mean, it's always a little trickier when you have to do 6 episodes and you see the same Cactus Jack versus Quebecers match.
Don't even get me started. Don't spoil it.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it.
I mean, we start with the Quebecers match, so
Yeah.
that should,
Yeah.
take you down. What happened last time, Garrett?
What did happen last time? Austin and Mike Tyson came face to face in our 9th attitude adjustment since we started. Owen wins the European title. The Rock and Ken Shamrock keep feuding because we're going to beat that to death. Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie go off the stage in a dumpster. Vader challenges Kane and loses and gets his face smashed in.
With a wrench.
A rubber wrench.
Oh, my goodness.
And Sable becomes like the second face of the company.
And the Undertaker's been missing since the end of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling he might make a reappearance before WrestleMania.
Oh? All right. I guess we'll just launch right into it.
Yeah, well, just check us out at Tweener Podcast on Twitter. Tweener Wrestling Podcast at gmail.com. Send us an email, send us a shout, whatever you're thinking. We'll probably read it on the air. We might not.
We should read it on the air.
Yeah, I mean, if we get one.
Yep.
And subscribe to us on YouTube. Tweener Podcast. Get our numbers up. And tell us what you think.
The usual.
Let's start.
All right. First Raw is February 21st from Dallas.
February 16th, bro.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm doing this on nights. So.
Going crazy.
This is the LOD versus the Quebecers that start this, right? I want to make sure my actual notes are in the right order, too.
Yeah.
All right, good. We open this Raw with JR stating that DX is considering legal action against Austin because he stunned China at the end of the pay-per-view. From No Way Out of Texas. As we all remember, he gave her the stunner, like I said, after she flipped him off, and then he tried to leave the ring, and she's like, she flipped him off, and then he came back in and stunned her ass.
She was asking for it.
Yeah.
More than Stacy Keibler was that one time.
Oh, yeah.
Where she didn't drink the beer.
God damn. That's right, I forgot about
Poor
that.
Stacy.
And then they do the same spot, she's like, has to drink it.
Yeah.
It's Austin. Main storylines in this one, Austin and DX continue feuding. Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie versus the New Age Outlaws start shaping up for like the feud itself. And Luna gets super jealous of Sable, and it's Luna.
Nice.
So, All right, we open with a match that reminds most people, including my father, of the early 90s with the Quebecers versus the LOD.
It's like straight out of 1993.
Yeah, it is.
New gen in this bitch.
Seems like the feud with like the New Age Outlaws with the LOD is still strong, though. Hawk gets beat down by them.
They bring out a dumpster, which
Yeah.
is going to be a running trope for every single episode.
Up from now till WrestleMania.
And it's comically funny when they just throw Hawk into it. And then Animal doesn't know
You
who
know
the hell
why?
Hawk
Because
is.
he's literally fucking garbage. He's not good. Animal finally notices, like, I literally threw down. Mid-match, thankfully, Animal realizes and leaves the ring for the count-out loss, and the match is over.
Yeah, Quebecers rack up a lot of these TQ losses and count-out losses
It
here.
is terrible. A video package after that of China's impact on WWF since she's debuted shows, followed by what happened in Austin's hands last night at No Way Out of Texas. Coming up, we have Sniper versus Ken Shamrock, as we give Shamrock his pre-WrestleMania push to face The Rock. The Jackal's still talking on commentary at this point, which is terrible. I wish it was over. I do. Sniper taps out to the ankle lock. Jackal's all pissy. He slaps him, and then he like turns away, and that's the end of the squash match. It's awful.
Yeah. A lot of empty notes here.
Your reaction is literally what I'm just like. Do I want to write something for this? Because this is awful. The king is now in the ring. No pun intended. He interviews Mark Merrow with Sable. A lot of crap spews from Merrow's mouth, including the continuing uncomfortable bit about Sable being his property, which I'm just like, this is so bad. I mean, I know it's 98, but Jesus Christ. Where the hell is Brock Lesnar when you need him, Peter? Tell me. Tell me where he is. We have... Oh, yeah. Flowers come out randomly. I thought I switched my notes because of who's at WrestleMania. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, but then flowers come out from, like, an anonymous person brings flowers to
I see.
Sable.
A bouquet of flowers.
Yeah, a bouquet of
like
flowers.
Jennifer flowers?
No, see, exactly. That's what I thought I wrote in my notes. But
Yeah.
no. A bouquet of flowers comes out, Meryl's all pissy, and then Sable's like, fuck you, I'm leaving, and she bails out of the ring.
I have nothing written down here, so I have no idea where we are. Yeah.
Cornette is talking about bringing back wrestling again. It's one of Cornette's shoots that happens here, and he talks about how when he wanted to bring back wrestling, he was applauded, and everyone loved him. And then he brought back the NWA, and he's appalled by the fans' reaction because they're just getting booed out of the building. He doesn't really give a shit what the fans think anymore. And he's going to show the fans what real wrestling is like as opposed to sports entertainment, in quotations, as he does in his rant. It'll be the Express versus the Headbangers with an NWA ref who calls it down the middle, he says.
Very famous NWA ref, apparently.
Yeah, he warns Vince that there's more NWA stars and it will be different from the War of '84. Really cool callback there by Cornette. Well done. Cornette's just getting shafted with terrible gimmicks, though.
Yeah, this is Russo fucking him up the ass.
Yeah, I even wrote down Russo. Terrible.
I wanted to say something. They're starting to do WrestleMania packages like they always do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with M&M's, the candy of the new millennium.
It's
And
98.
but it's I always find it crazy to think we're watching WrestleMania highlights before like the Austin era has begun, or like Icon versus Icon, or Batista winning at 21. Or, I'm trying to think of more, but
like staples of WrestleMania.
the
things?
big ones.
WrestleMania 25.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of moments. Like I guess Undertaker, like Shawn kicking out.
X7. Anything from X7.
Yeah, the spear at X7. Like it's crazy to think that we're seeing all these highlights before,
Austin is shaking hands with Satan himself.
We're not even like at the halfway point of WrestleManias yet.
Yeah, it's insane. We've literally been recapping like a year's worth of stuff at this point.
We didn't even get Sting losing to Triple H,
Oh,
the greatest
God.
of all
Oh,
time.
I'm excited for that. So right after that Cornette rant, we get to the match that he was talking about with the NWA rules. After the way this match ends, it's no wonder the NWA went under. Apparently, the Headbangers get disqualified because they throw one of the Express over the top rope.
It's a DQ.
Yeah, apparently.
NWA rules.
NWA rules are dumb. Terrible, and thus the Rock and Roll Express retain the titles.
It's like a Bill Watts rule.
Come out of the war zone. We start off with Austin in the ring. You know what the only thing I noticed about this is?
What?
He's wearing a fucking fanny pack.
Yeah, they're in style.
Yeah, it's so weird though. A fanny pack.
You put your wallet and keys right there.
Jesus. JR asked him why he stunned China last night. Austin says when you step through the ropes, your ass belongs to him, and it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah, he said he's lucky he was in a good mood last night.
He amps it up even more, saying China's she's lucky that he was in a good mood. Yeah. He's not worried about Shawn Michaels, and it doesn't matter how much he prepares. Austin's gonna whip his ass. He tells Tyson to keep his nose out of his business, or he'll knock out his gold tooth and make a necklace out of it. Should we soundbite this, Peter?
Sure.
Should we soundbite this? I like this promo.
Sounds good.
I have one question for you. Why in the world did you give China the Stone Cold Stunner in Houston?
Well, hell, we might as well make this real simple, Jim. You know from first-hand experience, when you step through these ropes, your ass belongs to me. If you never watched the show before, my name is Stone Cold Steve Austin. And if you have watched the show before, give me a hell yeah. Trying to find out firsthand what I've been saying all along. Don't mess with Stone Cold. I don't know whether you're plain stupid or you ought to buy you a couple of hearing aids and strap them to your head. As far as I'm concerned, you're lucky I was in such a good mood. The absence of Shawn Michaels doesn't concern me one bit because, Shawn, I know you're at your house doing push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, whatever you gotta do, get on some stupid machine to get your ass ready for WrestleMania 14. At the Boston Fleet Center, son, I'll tell you this, when best meets best, when Stone Cold meets the Heartbreak Kid, I want you to be at your best because an ass whipping is always the same, no matter how good a shape you're in. As far as Mike Tyson is concerned, you're hired on to be the enforcer. So that's exactly what you'll be as long as you do what you're supposed to do. You stick your little nose in my business, and it's like I said before, I'll take that gold tooth, knock it out of your head, and I'll make a necklace, a bracelet, a ring, whatever I want to make out of it. WrestleMania 14, March 29th. Austin, Michaels, Tyson, the shit's on, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Then we have fucking Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart for the European title. If Owen wins, he gets to face Triple H at WrestleMania, so that's pretty much tells you the outcome right there.
We get 2 different Jeff Jarretts during this 1 month.
It's so weird.
We get Aztec and Ain't I Great Double J.
Aztec Jeff Jarrett, yeah. What happened to Jarrett after his initial push, Peter? Was he just buried? Like, did the crowd didn't like him, so he never went over, so he was just mediocre?
I actually don't know the backstage, but, I mean, we can tell he wasn't over.
Well, yeah, we can tell you he wasn't over.
And I think Vince really likes the Double J gimmick. I don't know why.
It's awful.
But Vince, he loves that gimmick.
Oh,
so.
It's so terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that, I was like, Vince must just be blowing smoke up this
Vince,
guy's
yeah,
ass.
I remember Jarrett when he came back, he's like, Vince really wanted me to use the Double J, and I was like, no, let me try something else, and then when it didn't work, he's like, yeah.
Then he went, don't piss me off!
Yeah. Wife beating one.
Yeah, the ref kicked all of the NWA faction from ringside except for Cornette because he says he has a manager's license.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Decently worked match, lots of talent, obviously, because Owen and Jeff Jarrett are in the ring. Owen wins after interference by Cornette, who gets put in the sharpshooter before Owen chases off Jeff Jarrett. Owen really needed this win. Jesus Christ.
Finally.
Owen's being mid-carded for life.
Yeah, it's being sabotaged.
Absolutely. Here comes Doc Hendricks, who is a member of the Fabulous Freebirds. So he's back in his hometown.
Which they call Michael Hayes too, which is interesting.
He gets a huge pop though. And he comes out to announce the next match, but he's interrupted by Kane. He tries to smash him with his boot and gets a choke slam and a tombstone. And at least he got an initial pop.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's a cool segment. I always mark when Kane shows up.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's like the lights go out. I always like it when the lights go out, for the 80th time, and then Michael Cole's like, oh, what now? Everyone knows what that means. Oh, sorry guys,
It's taboo.
It's like my favorite one is when Kane comes back in 2000 to come after X-Pac, and like Stephanie McMahon is on commentary with JR and King, and like the lights go off and JR's like, what the hell is this? And then Stephanie's like, what'd you do, JR? I didn't do anything, Stephanie, I promise. Oh my god, that's Paul Bearer! He just like loses his mind. It was a great call. I can't wait to get there either. 2000's so good. Sunny comes to the ring to announce the next match because it's Sunny, and that's literally all she can do right now. It's face off. It's who the hell is it?
Ryan Christopher, and I wrote Morgan. That doesn't sound right.
Parada Morgan.
Okay.
Is it? And it's against Aguila and Taka Michinoku. I like this match a lot.
Well, can I cut in first?
Yeah.
I love Christopher walking by the camera and going, I went and got me a Mexican.
Yeah. Yeah. He does a lot of really funny, upcoming camera spots. So, like, there's an insane spot in this match where Brian Christopher power bombs Taka Michinoku on the outside of the ring from, like, the apron.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And he goes, I think he's dead.
Yeah, I think I killed him.
He checks his wrist.
Yeah,
Christopher was fantastic in this match.
Yeah, Taka gets the victory, though, after the Michinoku driver on not Brian Christopher, which is good. That was my favorite move.
I'm trying to do the taunt.
Yeah, in No Mercy. This will set up Aguila versus Taka for the title, the irrelevant light heavyweight title at WrestleMania. There's a really funny soundbite, if we can find it, Peter,
sure,
of JR talking about Brian Christopher's laugh. When he's just like, and he's just like, oh, that annoying laugh. You know the one I'm talking about, King? No, what are you talking about? I hear from like Brian Christopher doing it. And he's like, that laugh's the most annoying thing ever. Oh, it's so funny.
All right, let's find it.
That's revolting. Listen to that laugh. That's one of the most annoying things in the WWF, King. Your son's laugh. He laughs just like you. That real annoying, high-pitched, kind of a nauseating laugh. It's really, really annoying, King.
I'll tell you what's annoying is all of these morons out there trying to shout Jerry's kid, trying to distract Brian Christopher.
I think Brian Christopher was the star of this match.
He was really good.
He was really good. I don't think I gave him enough credit initially.
It was a great match.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, they could have done this at Mania. It would have been a nice little...
Yep. Oh, we have a really, really good spot here coming up. Well, not even a spot. A promo with the Nation of Domination. This is where The Rock comes to the ring, brings the Nation out. He wants to clear the air, as many people saw some things at the pay-per-view that The Rock said that make The Rock unhappy.
I always thought this segment took place after WrestleMania, so I was very surprised.
He tells everyone that he's still their champ and there is no dissension in the nation, which is hilarious. The Rock does not harbor any ill will, and he has some gifts for all of them. He gives 3 $15,000 solid gold Rolexes to D'Lo, and Mark Henry, and they're all like, yo, nice. And then he's like,
they were nice.
Don't worry, Mark Henry, we'll get you a size of fits. Don't worry, because like he can't even get it over his fucking meat hand.
I wonder if they got to keep those Rolexes.
Don't know. For Farouk, he wants to make something clear that Farouk is the only person capable of leading the nation. He gives him the rap present, and Farouk shakes his hand before opening it. It's a picture of The Rock. The Rock tells him not to get emotional, and Farouk just fucking spikes it. He just gets so mad. It's amazing. Try not to get emotional. Oh, it's so good.
Nice looking poster.
What the hell? There it is. So then, right after that, Farouk has to face Steve Blackman. So all the nation's still at ringside. He gains the upper hand fairly easily as The Rock is shining the photo and showing it off to the crowd during the match. He's doing that thing that he did in that promo before No Way Out.
Yeah.
He's just doing those little subtle things so the crowd notices him.
He's mugging for the camera.
Yeah, it's so hard. Farouk grabs it and wants to use it to hit Blackman, but The Rock grabs it back and Farouk gets rolled up. Farouk loses it and smashes the photo, and The Rock's beside himself because the picture got smashed. Oh, God. Backstage, Michael Cole asks D'Lo how things are with the nation, who claims there's only... the best thing is, D'Lo's like, there's only love in the nation's locker room, and you could hear a brawl in the background. It's good, though, because it teases the split of The Rock from the Nation, which is what we're all waiting for. Our final match for this Raw is Goldust and Mero versus Chainsaw and Cactus, which is a weird ending. The match is pretty straightforward. Uses the move to angle between Sable and Mero, as well as Luna.
And Goldust is actually Goldust Dust.
Yeah, he's Goldie.
And Luna is Marlena Dust.
Yeah.
Which makes me think you can shove Marlene up your ass.
You can take that one ring, you can shove it up your ass. It's so good. It ends when Mero and Sable distract... Wait, what? Yeah, Mero and Sable distract the ref, and Goldust gets murdered with a chair by Cactus Jack. I give that a 7.5 out of 10. It was a direct shot to the face.
Okay. I don't do the chair ratings anymore.
So you don't?
No.
Why?
Just stopped.
Why?
There's too many of them.
There's not too many of them yet. It's after WrestleMania. Well, I'm just giving...
You're preparing for the big one. In this one. Nah.
I'm preparing... Once that ends, then we'll stop because they're just at every match.
Fair enough.
It was an okay Raw. It was mostly just to advance stories and resolve things from the pay-per-view the night before.
I think it was probably one of the lesser Raws that we reviewed. It was good matches, though.
Yeah.
The one after this one is like a big piece of shit. I took no notes.
Oh, the 23rd?
Yeah.
Episode from
so bad.
Waco?
So bad. Waco.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll through it really quick then.
Yeah.
By the way, this is the Raw reviews, everyone, where I started doing them on my night shift. So if I sound really pissed off and like
bitter about
everything in my review, it's because I was super tired and wanted to be in bed. Well, here we go. Raw's from, what is it, Waco? Waco? All right. Apparently...
I only know that because there was a big, attack there once upon a time.
Where a guy famously claimed he was Jesus Christ and fucked everyone's wives.
And then the...
people there were foolish enough to buy it.
And the DEA, I think it was the DEA, ended up burning down his house and killing everyone.
Yeah.
They fucked up.
It was fun. You done fucked up. We were Raw just 2 days after our last... That's why I had the 21st, because the 16th Raw was actually on the Saturday night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the USA Network couldn't put a fucking dog show anywhere else on TV except for Monday night.
That always happens. US Open and the dog
US
show.
US Open, dog shows. Fucking USA. No wonder they left.
And then came back.
Yeah.
Without any money.
The main storylines here, this is one of my favorite Raws only because the Legion of Doom tease a split. Goldust insults his father with a great gimmick.
The Dusty Dust?
Yeah, the Dusty Dust. And Cornette fucks up everything in the NWA. We open with the LOD claiming they're going to silence the critics, which automatically tells me they won't and are going to lose. We're off to a great start, which is exactly what I wanted to happen because whenever the LOD wins, a piece of my soul dies. There's a great part when the Outlaws come out and call the LOD the OLD. But everyone in the arena is stupid and doesn't get the joke. Billy clocks Enmo with the belt and thankfully gets the win. The LOD start brawling with each other, and this is my Christmas gift to myself.
Well, you got 4 weeks of this.
I know, it's great. 4 weeks of the LOD brawling with each other. It's amazing. I can't wait for them to fuck off in 2000.
Well, they're done after Mania, pretty much. I think they've got a couple months.
Then terrible angles.
Yeah.
Something is funky with JR's mic when we get back from the commercial break. Basically, it doesn't work. So we have to listen to whoever the fuck is on color commentary with him. Ken Shamrock faces Jeff Jarrett. Shamrock looks like he's either ready to wrestle or film a porno. He's got so much fucking oil on him when he comes down.
Oh, yeah.
Shamrock gets the win after Cornette smashes Jeff Jarrett with the racket. Jarrett's had enough of Cornette. It's time for them to part ways. And I wrote, this is shaping up to be the greatest Raw of all time. Silly me. DX has a promo from HBK's house in Texas somewhere. And it seems like a pretty standard house, all things considered, with who he is and stuff. There's a pool table. They're in a den.
He has a very uninterested girlfriend or wife at this time, which he leans in to kiss her, and she's just like, ugh.
Fuck this. Why am I on camera?
Fuck wrestling.
They start playing a game of pool as the promo ends with Triple H claiming that WrestleMania 14 will be X-rated. Cool. Thanks, Triple H. Sonny comes out doing the usual thing of working the crowd? ? She asks if everything is bigger in Texas before a match between Barry Windham and Taka Michinoku is mercifully cut short by Kane. Who's had enough of these undercard matches and thus will take it upon himself to end them personally. which he does.
I have Jim Cornette. Did you hear this? Like, Jim Cornette yells for a chair at someone. And he goes, "You big fat douche."
No, but that's amazing.
I don't know what the hell is going on there.
Douche.
Or maybe someone called Cornette a big fat douche.
Yeah, probably that. Yeah. Time to enter the war zone for the second hour. The opening pyro goes on with... Yeah, this is my favorite part of this Raw. The opening pyro goes on for longer than all of the 2015 pay-per-view pyros combined. It's literally like 30 seconds of fireworks.
Do they even do pyro anymore?
For the opening of Raw?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Cheap bitches.
Yeah, it was better. They need a rebranding, by the way, as an aside.
Totally.
Raw needs to be rebranded. Why the fuck are they still using that one theme? Let's go back to Raw.
Tonight's the night. Yeah. Is that they still use that?
Yeah, they're still using it.
Or they use Nickelback.
No, that was before Tonight's the Night.
Burning down the ground tonight.
Yeah, so we're in the war zone. As I said, the opening pyro goes on for an eternity.
Sweet.
The Outlaws are outside, and Road Dogg, who claims to be half in the bag, are doing a promo. He's already like, "I'm wasted!" This promo. Chainsaw comes out of their car with a gimmick chainsaw, and like they just run, they just fucking...
And Cactus Jack is there with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
There's actually 3 different WWE logos in this shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on the production truck, there's the old Hulk Hogan logo.
Name redacted logo.
Sorry, yeah. Cole has like the New Generation logo on his shirt or something, or on, I don't know, a microphone. And then one of them is wearing the New Attitude scratch.
The
it's
scratch
crazy.
logo, yeah. Nice.
Also, props to Road Dogg for calling Michael Cole Todd.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Call him Todd.
Yeah. Who was that asshole? Todd
Grisham?
No, not Todd Grisham. The fucking asshole. who was around in 97? Todd's pedophile.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Gale.
I can't think of his last name.
Yeah, he was a shit. Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, he was awful.
Dusty Dust.
Yep.
We get a vignette of the American Dweeb, Dusty Rhodes, as he reminisces about fighting Ric Flair 2,000 times in a row and dancing with Sweet Sapphire at WrestleMania.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the Dusty Dust. I like calling him Dust. Bradshaw isn't a laughing man now and probably finishes him off with a clothesline from hell. It was a great segment, though, where he just like comes in and does all the American Dream stuff.
Plus, he has... fucking Dustin is like, he's got like stretch marks all over his arms.
Yeah,
and he has scar tissue from blades all over his head.
Oh, it's amazing. Then there's like a really weird... Oh yeah, sorry, that was after. Steve Blackman is his usual self after this.
Has he lost yet?
No, he's undefeated.
I feel like he loses at some point.
However, it should be noted that something monumental happens in this match.
Do so.
Steve Blackman beats The Rock.
That's crazy.
Which is fucking huge for this time. I mean, he uses the nunchucks, but still, he beats The Rock. And considering how big The Rock's push was at this time, that's massive. You'd think that like, it's fucking weird.
I guess they thought that Steve Blackman had more potential than we saw.
Then he gets to be part of Head Cheese.
I like that gimmick. I also like his hardcore one in 2000 where he's like murdering Shane. And,
where he's the hardcore champion. It takes him so long to lose.
He was so good.
Yep. Then after that we have like a weird interview with Luna. She's been waiting in the back for Sable to break her face and all that jazz. But she does a lot of weird shit where she's just like screaming. She's just like screaming at the camera instead of actually doing any sort of like interview.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the fuck she wouldn't like destroy her vocal cords doing that weird voice all the time. Sable, I'm gonna come in here. She's like, I wonder if that's where they got the idea for Kane to talk with that fucking thing up to his neck. Rocky.
Suck
I am a Rudy Poo. So good. Slaughter shows his big head and tells the NWA ref that Earl, I swear on my kids' lives, Hebner, will be officiating this rematch from last week. Everything is rolling the Express's way until some miscues allowed the Headbangers some momentum. Cornette tries to help, but he whacks at another NWA member, and it allows the Headbangers to win the coveted NWA tag titles.
So worthless.
Cornette is having a really tough night. We end with Owen Hart versus Mark Merrow for some reason.
Although those tag titles ended up going to LAX for a while when they were in TNA. I was a big fan of that.
Yep. I mean, I guess it's nice to see Owen headlining a Raw, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
But he wins only by disqualification. The highlight of this was Matt was watching watching Sable Screama at Luna. And it was just like, get your ass back here, you little bitch. And the camera's like right at her face. So like you can hear everything she says. And like, and then I think JR actually did a thing where he's like, we apologize. he doesn't sing. The crowd pops huge as Luna and Sable are like teasing a brawl as we go off the air.
Oh yeah.
The third Raw we have is March 2nd.
Probably the best Raw I've ever seen.
From Cleveland, Ohio. It's amazing.
It's such a good Raw.
It's a fucking amazing Raw. Yeah. We open with DX coming out to the hot crowd in Cleveland. Cleveland Steven reference, anyone?
Also, just to interrupt, there's like, it looks like someone drew looks like I drew the Attitude Era logo while bad. I was hammered.
It's bad.
It's all uneven and shit.
Bad.
On the Titantron, it's all fucky and weird and off-brand. It's so odd.
Triple H comes out and says the road to WrestleMania has begun and it is officially X-rated. Tell us that again 3 more times before WrestleMania, Triple H.
Please.
HBK calls out Mike Tyson and he states that he will make Tyson an offer he cannot refuse. And if he does, he will never forget DX. He then talks about Austin, saying he isn't tough enough to beat him. Austin's heard enough of this bullshit. You trash.
Fucking right.
And he fucking just comes to the ring. It's fucking amazing. He gets right in his face.
And then the lights go out.
What the hell? Kane's music hits. Paul Bearer promises that Austin will not make it to WrestleMania, and Kane will be responsible for that tonight. I don't know why they would even say that he wouldn't make it to WrestleMania when they've been teasing him in the main event for like a year.
Kane's going to WrestleMania. It's his
Austin
dream.
boots Cole out of his seat and headset and says it's all a bunch of BS anyway. I think we should soundbite that.
He'll get a flashlight and fight Kane in the dark. You piece of trash!
This song's like, this is a bunch of BS! He's so rattled. I love when he asked, and I was like, and why is that, JR? He's like, yeah, I know why. Because Stone Cold said so. Like, it's so good. Him and JR are such friends backstage at this point.
Let's pause then.
The little Mike Tyson thing, special referee enforcer. He's here tonight, and if he wants to put a set of gloves on, I'll knock his damn lights out too. This is completely pathetic. Lights go on, off. Kane shows up. I'm supposed to be scared. Well, I ain't. Stone Cold's time is shut up. Stone Cold's time has come. In the dark or in the lights, you're looking at the next WWF champion, whether anybody likes it or not. And that's the bottom line. You know why?
Yes, I do.
You're damn right, because Stone Cold said so, you piece of trash.
But him and JR are such friends backstage, you can tell, because they're like becoming, like they talk to each other, they make reference to each other way more. Even when Austin's in the ring, you'll be like, you sit down, JR. Like
yeah,
all
it's
this
true,
shit
yeah.
coming up. So the main storylines on this Raw, Mike Tyson joins DX.
Spoilers.
Well, we're going to talk about it. and Jeff Jarrett reverts to Double J, and I hate everything.
Nope.
Mike Tyson arrives with Shane McMahon in a limo rivaled only by McMahon in the mid-2000s. That limo was fucking huge. The Outlaws coming to tell Cole that last week was ridiculous and have a match with the DOA.
They got their neck braces on, and I love the Outlaws. They always get the cheap heat. They're in Cleveland, so they're wearing Marlins jerseys.
It's amazing. Yeah. So, and they have a match with the Disciples of Apocalypse. They reviewed last week, and Cactus and Charlie assaulted them. In mid-match, Cactus and Charlie show up again.
They actually scared me. Like, I was actually legitimately startled when they burst out of the dumpster and run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched this at like 4 a.m, and the only reason I didn't like jump out of my seat is because I was exhausted.
Because I literally had it on my lap, and I was like,
oh fuck, there they are. Yeah, they burst out of the dumpster. The DOA win, but the sound tech says "fuck you" and plays Cactus Jack's theme anyway, which is a great choice because I love that theme.
And there's a sign in the front row that says "I am Cartman's father" because
South Park is over as fuck.
We're in those 2 months when they were wondering who Cartman's father was.
Yeah. I am Cartman's father.
There's a lot of Cartman's father signs coming up.
Yeah. In a match from December, Mero faces Tom Brady.
We should have kept track how many times these guys fought.
Oh fuck. Well, how many Raws have there been since December?
I wrote, these fuckers are still fighting?
Yeah. Yeah. Mero immediately sends Sable to the back after he I love this bit with Mero, though, where he comes out and they're like the crowd's dead, and then Sable walks out behind him, and the crowd just like marks, and he's just like, yeah! Thinking the crowd's cheering for him, then he turns around, he's like, what are you doing? And sends Sable to the back. Yeah. He thinks the fans are cheering for them. The best thing about that is he sends Sable to the back, which is where I noticed that there's a sign that says Home Depot sucks. Luna comes out and supports Miro, kisses him after the match. Is that a Russo? He wins the match with TKO, and then Goldust comes out, like, assaults Miro. Sable fucking comes out, and they begin to brawl.
Crowd goes mental.
Make for an interesting angle come WrestleMania. Sable gets into the ring and yells at Miro, who turns tail and bails like a coward.
No, she actually pushes him down, which the crowd likes.
And then he says he trips. Like a week from now.
And the referees randomly raise Sable's hand.
Yeah, she's fucking going over. Owen Hart faces Mark Henry. It's a long drawn out affair between the two, with China coming to ringside to ensure that Owen wins the match.
Yes. So
that Triple H can face him for the title at WrestleMania. And I put down in bold, actually some decent writing by creative to make sure, like, it makes sense. China doesn't want Owen to lose to Mark Henry. Comes down and interferes. The end. It makes sense.
However, that's something a face does to a heel.
Yeah, exactly.
This is poorly booked.
It's the opposite.
It makes Owen look bad that China's coming in to save him.
It makes Owen look bad? What are we trying to do here? Owen he just gets buried forever until he becomes a blue blazer and falls to his death.
And is literally buried.
Oh my god.
R.I.P.
Literally buried. I thought he was cremated.
Oh, he might have been.
The Headbangers and Taka face the Rock and Roll Express.
His ghost apparently still haunts that arena.
Really?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Apparently there's like a ghost story that people see him wearing his costume in the catwalk area, pacing.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
Nope.
For what seems like the 92nd time, actually I even said the Headbangers and Taka face the Rock and Old Express. Because they're old as shit.
Did you see the 6 guys in like the 4th row who have "suck it"
written
on their chest?
Yeah. Honestly, the NWA gimmick was already 6 feet under at this point, and it's stale as fuck. There's a really funny spot before the match starts where the Headbangers are like, "We like headbang, and that's the thing of the new millennium." And they start talking about it, and they're like, "Taka, what do you think about Jim Cornette?" And they like put the mic up to it, and like clearly the only thing he knows about it, he's like, "You jackass!" And that's like all he says, and Cornette like marks out. He loses it.
Yep.
The Headbangers and Taka win after Thrasher hits Gibson with the racket.
But you were wondering if we had any Kevin Dunn. What the hell was that?
There you go.
The ending is completely missed by the cameras.
Yep.
And so let's include a little soundbite there.
Kevin Dunn, what the hell was that?
Thanks, Kevin. It's time to enter the war zone. Vince comes out to massive boos in Cleveland. Thank God. He asks him to please welcome, but then gets even more boos before saying fuck it and introducing Mike Tyson to a semi-mixed review. More boos and cheers, but still mixed. He asks him if he'll be the enforcer or if Austin will be dictating all the rules as usual.
Whoa.
There's a couple great signs. One of my favorite ones is there's a great sign that says, "Brett, I quit, man, heart."
I saw that.
Before Tyson can answer, here comes you, Generation X. This is a fucking awesome segment.
Yep.
HBK says they don't want to disrespect him because that's not how he rolls. He calls it, which is a load of shit.
Okay, Sean.
Michaels calls out Mike Tyson and tells everyone to clear the ring. The crowd is hot as fuck because they think Michaels is legitimately going to get killed.
Yeah.
So they clear everybody out. Even McMahon, Triple H is like, "Get the fuck out, McMahon!" Like trying to push him out of the ring. That's going to be every time between 2004 till now. Mm-hmm. So they start like pacing, they get in their face, they push each other back and forth. Then Michaels like grabs him by the throat and the shirt collar. Everyone's like, "Oh shit!" Then he puts his other hand up, rips the shirt off, and it says DX. And then they start celebrating like fucking idiots.
The music times perfectly with the rip too.
And then Tyson does like the worst crotch chops of all time.
Can we include a soundbite here just to show the energy? Also, I love King like marking out when he
Tyson's joined DX.
Michaels has got he's got some courage. He's right in Tyson's face.
Tyson wants him to throw the first punch. Here goes. Here goes.
Wait a minute. What the hell? What in the hell is that? Look at that. Good God. Don't tell me that Mike Tyson.
Then after that,
they cut to Vince, who has rapidly lost control of the WrestleMania main event, which I think is great writing here.
Yeah.
You actually see why Vince is becoming some kind of a shitlord.
Yeah, I wrote down, Vince looks like he's just suffered a severe stroke as DX keeps celebrating and
cross shopping
in his direction. After that, which was an amazing segment, Kama faces an undefeated Steve Blackman. It's pretty even until the Nation show up and beat the hell out of Blackman. Shamrock runs in and they clear the ring and advance the Rock Shamrock angle for WrestleMania. Pretty much what it was for.
Yeah.
Here comes Colonel Parker as Tennessee Lee. God damn it. This is the worst. This is the worst fucking gimmick ever. Where Jeff Jarrett like spells out his name. He's like, that's JARRETT. Like, you're like, okay. And then he spells out everything.
I spelled out your name like that the other day.
Yeah, I know. It was awful. I hate you for it. I don't even think I justified it.
You sold it.
I sold it. And spells his name out for everybody. He wishes everyone in the NWA the best, but explains they weren't ready for someone as multidimensional as him. Jarrett, you have no dimensions.
Jarrett, you're regressing back to 1995 here.
Yeah. How the fuck did Jarrett leave WCW for not being able to make it, and then now he's back to square one with a garbage gimmick?
Christ, he goes between the two companies like
4
every
times.
year.
Yeah. No wonder he's jumping all over the place. He faces Flash Funk and wins in the obvious squash match. Jarrett wins after Lee shoves Funk off the turnbuckle and slaps on the figure 4.
Mm-hmm.
Shades of old Buddy Rogers, says JR, not wanting to compare anyone to Flair at this point because he's in WCW.
But they talk about Ric Flair sometimes. That's why I thought it was a little strange.
Yeah. Shades of old Buddy Rogers.
They'll talk about Hogan and stuff.
Yep.
Not Savage, though.
Name redacted.
Never Savage.
Name redacted. Why is that, Vince? Why won't you talk about much about Savage? We asked Steph. We learned that some woman named Jennifer Flowers will be at WrestleMania as a celebrity. She literally does nothing there except interview with The Rock, which gives us one of the greatest segments of all time.
Do you know what Jennifer Flowers did?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
Or who she did.
Yes, and I'm going to mention it later on when we get to WrestleMania.
Sounds good.
It's very important. It is the best. Like I said, she gives us the Rock promo. It's the first, and it'll be great. We'll get there. We get ready for Austin facing Kane at the end of the show. Chose the Kane before we go to commercial.
Good match.
Kane comes out. Austin gets ready for the match. HBK, when the match is going, obviously, then HBK comes out of nowhere.
Austin doesn't even make it to the ring.
No. He starts to come out, and then HBK just gives him sweet chin music at the top of the ramp before the match even gets out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
JR informs us that DX has left the building after we come back. Sorry, after we came back from commercial the first time, they're like, DX has left the building, and then out of nowhere, Shawn Michaels just super kicks him.
Good source there, JR.
Yeah. Austin is pissed as he heads back to the back. Paul Bearer grabs a mic, leaves the ring, and grabs a fan for Kane to kill in Austin's place. He gets murdered. Then he grabs Mark Eaton, pulls the bell 10 times for the Undertaker, and murders him as well.
Did you, oh, never mind. Wait. Keep going.
The Undertaker shows up and cuts a great promo.
Well, first of all, there's it's complete bullshit, and it probably looked like shit in the arena, but they cut to like a blank casket, and then lightning hits it, and then when they cut back to the casket, Undertaker's lying on it, and then he sits up.
Yeah, and it's like, is it him? Could it be him? We should
soundbite that.
Yeah, we need to soundbite it. I even had that.
Wait a minute, look. Look up there. Look at that. Could it be? Look. Could it be? Whoa! Lightning bolt just hit that coffin. A lightning bolt has just struck that coffin. Could it be him? Is it him? Is it an artist? It is! Whoa! The Undertaker! It's the Undertaker! And he is back!
It's pretty good promo, but apparently Undertaker didn't care about the fan enough to save him or Mark Eaton. Taker scolds Kane and tells him that he'll kill him at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
We go out the air until next week, and that was a fucking great Raw.
Did you watch that segment?
Which?
When you were a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember it?
Loved it.
Huh?
I remember I just remember JR because he sells everything so well. A lightning bolt just struck that coffin. Is it him? Could it be him? It is. The Undertaker. When he sits up, he times it so well.
And that was the point where you're like, yeah, buying WrestleMania.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Raw, March 9th, 1998, from Wheeling, West Virginia. We're wheeling right into WrestleMania.
See, this is why it's a little tiring to watch fucking 6 Raws.
Yeah. It's hard.
3 more to go.
We open with Farouk and The Rock versus Ken Shamrock and Steve Blackman. Jenner's hyping up how great the future for The Rock is. Kevin Kelly's a fucking idiot. And he says that The Rock is in the league of Shamrock, D'Lo, and Farouk. And everyone's like, bro.
Bro.
I remember literally hearing him say that and being like, shut up, idiot, to my computer when I was watching it. The match ends with the schmoz and Shamrock pulling The Rock in the ankle lock with Farouk not allowing the Nation to help him because The Rock's like, leave him to me. And then like Shamrock gains the upper hand and Farouk's like, no, he wants him. He's like, they're holding the Nation. He's holding the Nation back at the ramp.
Oh, that's good.
Another nice tease of The Rock and Nation falling out. Main storylines here. The Undertaker's mind games begin with Kane. We had the Austin McMahon segment with like the whole baddest man on the planet speech.
Great segment.
And Owen rolls the ever-living shit out of his ankle on this Raw. It's fucking brutal. Triple H and China come out talking about last week and how great it was. Speaking of great, there's an awesome sign in the crowd that says D-Generation X-Lax, which is fucking hilarious. HBK is taped from his house saying he lays down for no one. Does it mean he won't do the job for Austin at WrestleMania? More on that later. The screen keeps going all staticky. They did this bit before WrestleMania 20 when Undertaker returned again to face Kane. Was that 20? Was that WrestleMania 20? Yeah.
It's interesting that they didn't just have Undertaker show up at WrestleMania. That sort of thing, like make you wait to see it. But.
Yeah. Triple H joins commentary for the Owen-Barry Windham match for the European title. Owen wins by disqualification after China gives him a strong nut shot. What a surprise. Triple H was surprisingly entertaining on the call, though, because Triple H does have some charisma.
I'm including the laugh that he does. He does like a laugh on commentary after Owen loses, and he snorts, and then Liz like looked over and was like, that's the ugliest laugh I've ever heard. I lolled, so we're including that.
She hit him a lot here. Did you see that, Raj? How do you find that? What's the humor in that? Is that funny?
If you look closely, you can see why the match slowed down so much as Owen rolled his ankle really shitty. They show a replay of it. His ankle is 90 degrees from his leg. Like, it looks like he legitimately broke his ankle.
It looked like the Sid break.
Yeah, it looked fucking horrible.
Which is maybe why they get the belt off him. I don't know.
Yeah. We have an interview. Explains why he wears the boot for a couple weeks, though. Yeah. We have an interview by King in Kane's locker room, which is fucking hilarious. Yeah. Paul Bearer doesn't want to talk about The Undertaker. He wants to talk about Kane tombstoning Vader and hitting him with the face with a wrench, and how he may never be able to see again. Because remember, Kane only has one eye. The old piece of shit bleachers in the locker room start acting up, and clearly the Undertaker's voodoo is with us again.
I thought it was interesting, them having King in the locker room doing this segment.
Yeah. That or some cheerleaders got murdered in there, and the place is haunted.
They're just like...
Yeah, let us out! King and Paul Bearer bail out with Kane staring off into the distance. What a fucking ridiculous promo. Jesus.
Well, it gets worse once he starts like shooting lightning at him.
Oh, fucking hell. We have Brian Christopher versus Aguila with both King and Taka at ringside. A really great match. There's a lot of good spots. Christopher's really improving. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of power moves and an insane ending. Taka's nearly killed by King with a spike pile driver. Well, just a regular pile driver.
Well, did you see the spot? Like Aguila hits this like SI moonsault. But he catches Christopher, and he actually fucking reverse DDTs him onto the stage. I stand like, holy shit.
It's insane.
There's a sign in the crowd that I think you'd appreciate. Yeah. I wouldn't job to Kurgan.
I wouldn't job to some fan. Fuck you, Kurgan. Who drops, after the match is over, Taka drop kicks Brian Christopher into King after they're celebrating.
Yeah.
King gets Brian Christopher DQ'd. When the ref catches him interfering. This match was great. Like, it should have been... That's the way I pictured, like, light heavyweight title matches being all the time.
They could have done it triple... I mean, they didn't do triple threats at this time, but Christopher, Aguila, They had done triple threats by then.
Yeah.
We watched the first one in '97, so they could have done a light heavyweight triple threat.
Yep. Either way, good match.
Yep.
Really great segment coming up here where Stone Cold comes out to the ring mad as fuck.
Is this the start of the Warzone?
Yeah.
I feel like they always started on an Austin segment.
Yeah, it's an Austin or DX segment always.
Interesting.
He's mad as all fuck about last week and what McMahon said about how Tyson was the baddest man on the planet.
Sign in the crowd. Goldberg. Less moves than Hogan.
Why does he still have that fanny pack on? God damn it. That clearly... But anyway, he doesn't like that McMahon said that Tyson was the baddest man on the planet.
Yeah.
It doesn't fly with him. He demands answers from McMahon and holds Raw hostage, like literally. Several officials come down. Briscoe comes down first.
Briscoe, Lanza,
and they're like, get out of the ring. And he's like, fuck you guys, get back there. He's like, get in here, get in the ring. He's like, I'll knock your teeth in. He's like, oh, you're smart, but you're not, or you're here, but you're not that stupid. So he's like, tell him to get back in there.
I like JR being like, Steve, what are you doing?
Sit down, I'll whip your ass.
Sit your little cowboy ass down before I stomp a mud hole in you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they're actually like really good friends because they're interacting on live shows. Briscoe, Patterson, Slaughter comes down, security comes down, all to no effect. We go to commercial, we come back.
Good kayfabe, by the way, where Slaughter comes out, Austin is like, are you ribbing me?
Is this a rib?
And then he's like, nobody's going to fire me or suspend me with WrestleMania being like 3 weeks away.
Yep. More official WWF employees are at ringside and sent to the back with the threat of bodily harm. Vince finally comes down after a little segment in the back with Briscoe, or with Joe Briscoe being like, "You gotta go down. He won't listen to anybody else.
Get security out there.
You gotta reason with him." He comes down and Austin is made sick because Vince followed Tyson around like a puppy, blowing smoke up his ass. Vince has insulted him for the last time. He gets in Vince's face and wants Vince to say to his face that Tyson is the baddest man on the planet.
No wonder Vince went insane.
Vince stutters that it was a figure of speech.
He says one word and his employee goes insane and tries to kill him.
Austin calls he's like, that's a figure of speech too, and he flips him off. And then JR does his pennant. Good God, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize. He asks Vince if he wants him to become the champ, and Vince won't give him a straight answer. The fans answer hell yeah when asked. When asked. Vince agrees with them, and Austin wants to hear it from him himself.
He doesn't agree with them. He says, well, there you have it.
Well, there you have it. It's sort of agreeing.
No.
But then Austin doesn't buy that shit either, and he's like, I want you to say it. I want to hear it from you. Yeah. He wants Vince, and then he's like, well, you're a yellow bastard.
It's a tense segment.
Yeah, and he's just like, come on, you want to do something about this? He's like, you hit me. You hit me first because if I hit you first, you'll be laying on the mat. Like he just says, it's amazing. Austin goes on about kicking Shawn's fucking stringy-haired ass at WrestleMania, and the title's coming home with him, how Vic McMahon has to be worried about it. He does that cool thing where he rips the pocket off of Vince's jacket.
It's really tense.
It's fucking
because he's just right in Vince's face, maybe an inch away from him and being like, you want to hit me? Are you a man? Are you going to do something about this? And he forces Vince out of his own ring after ripping his fucking
The best
suit.
thing is he counts down to 10 and Vince gets out at 1. And as Vince gets out of the ring, Austin walks over to the ropes right in front of him. He's like, you're damn right. Right in his face. And you're like, holy shit. This is crazy.
And Vince either says, he mouths either screw you or fuck you as he's leaving. He looks pissed.
He's pissed. He's like, well, then he's like, you're going to pay for this.
Oh, that's how he says?
Yeah, but he's like, no, when he walks out of the ring, he looks pissed. He's like, you son of a bitch. And he just says to Vince, like, you son of a bitch. He's like, you're going to pay for this.
We're seeing the origins of this Austin versus McMahon.
You are. I've seen it. I've watched it many times. We then had the Quebecers versus Chainsaw and Cactus. We hear about the 9,000th meeting between the Headbangers and the Rock and Old Express is going to be pushed to superstars because of time constraints.
Did you say Rock and Old?
Yeah, that's what I'm calling them now. The Rock and Old Express.
I like it.
Thank God this match was moved. We see a great sign in the crowd. I love this sign. Nitro sucks, Bischoff swallows.
It's like a bed sheet. That's so it unfurls.
Yeah, it's huge.
Immediately confiscated.
Pretty decent match, to be honest. Until the New Age Outlaws tell them they're old as fuck and to come get some. Cactus goes up the ramp to go after Road Dogg, And Chainsaw gets blindsided by Billy Gunn with a hit-and-run heel chair shot.
Good segment.
Yep. Again, just angle advancement prepping for the dumpster match.
Yeah.
Lights go out. It's Kane. Bear is still babbling about how the Undertaker shouldn't have come back. The lights go out, and Undertaker is in the ring. They go out again, and Paul is screaming, "No, no, no," over and over and over again. And then the lights come back on, and Undertaker's gone. He's like, Undertaker's going to return to the dark side after WrestleMania. And
sign in the crowd, Big Daddy Kane, DDS.
Yeah, that's a great sign.
Especially before the age of the internet. It's
impressive. Big Daddy Kane. Goldust and Miro are going to face off with their respective managers handcuffed to the ring posts.
You know what this made me think of?
What's that?
The beginning of our first episode where the role was Goldust or Marlena was coming on to Sable. And then all the handcuffing reminds me of that time all the Hart Foundation members were handcuffed at ringside. And,
yeah, good times.
Yeah, good segment.
Good times. Goldust breaks down the match after so basically the match goes, it's okay. Then Goldust just, they hit the ref, and then, he gets crushed, 3 times, and then, Goldust just leg drops the back of his head. It's amazing, and then, JR's like, what the hell?
You never see that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah.
He gets the handcuff key, and he teases Sable with it. He's, gonna come unlock her, and she kind of, smiles.
What's that about?
And then he goes after and releases Luna, obviously, who assaults Sable with water and smears her face with makeup.
I thought this was a fantastic angle.
Yep.
Because Sable looks legitimately pissed.
Yeah, as I said, Sable looks legit pissed after she's freed and runs
she's
after
like,
the
"You little bitch.
You little bitch. Yeah.
I thought, and I get that Sable doesn't really do this sort of thing, but I thought it would have been sick if Luna just beat the shit out of her while she was handcuffed.
Yeah.
And King quotes a Rihanna song here 10 years before they...
Yep.
He says, sticks and stones will break my bones, but chains and whips excite me. I don't know if that's an actual...
I wonder if Rihanna was a wrestling fan and then took it.
I looked it up, and apparently that...
These are the things that keep me up at night.
Someone read that quote, and they included that, so maybe it's a quote that existed before that.
Oh.
Yeah.
After this, Goldust and Luna issue a challenge backstage for a mixed tag team match at WrestleMania. So, good.
Piece of cake.
JR has a very short interview with Tyson, who asks how he can be impartial if he has aligned himself with the X. Tyson doesn't like having his loyalties questioned and bails on the interview rather quickly.
JR says that they're using him, and Tyson...
Should we soundbite this?
Sure.
Let's soundbite this interview.
Yeah, we can find it.
It's very short.
Tyson smartly says, everyone
uses somebody. Yeah, it's really good.
It's good. The point is that how can you be fair as an official in the most important match in WWF history? How can you be fair with your association with Shawn Michaels? And these people use people. Did you know that?
Everyone used someone. Listen, tell me you haven't used someone to get where you at right now, somewhere in life? Give me a break. Get with the real world, man.
But do you think it's fair? Can you be a fair, impartial enforcer?
Hey, fair? Do you think Mike Tyson's been treated fair in his life? Do you think anybody care about me? You better get with the program, man. Fair is...
Probably took Tyson 40 takes to record it.
Yeah. To end the Raw, we have Triple H coming to the ring to face Savio Vega for some reason, with tons of security.
It never happens.
Austin comes out, he stuns an official, then stuns Savio, and he turns right into another Sweet Chin Music.
Yeah, Michaels was actually at Raw, which is really interesting.
Yeah. Again, it's about to get clobbered by a steel chair as we go off the air.
What the fuck was that? They were going to, kill him?
Kill him. Austin is really getting one up by DX.
It looks like they're going to, guillotine him as JR. I was like, no!
Yeah, and they go off the air. JR's real life friend, Stone Cold. Thank God we're on the 5th Raw already.
This is a St. Patrick's Day Raw, so everyone is presumably drunk as fuck.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, technically St. Patrick's Day is the day after, but still.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was on Mondays.
Yeah.
Monday the 16th?
No, this is actually the 17th, so it could be.
Well, they announced it as the St. Patrick's Day
but
Raw.
it actually takes place on Tuesday. This time.
All right, whatever.
Moving on. Either way, yeah. We start this Raw in Phoenix, sold out on a Tuesday night. Ken Shamrock comes to the ring in his street clothes, cuts the promo you would expect. He says he has lost his temper in the past, but it's also saved his life. The only person who has to worry about him losing his temper is Rocky Maivia. The Rock comes out and saves me from falling asleep.
Good.
The Rock has so much heat right now, he can be the #1 heel of the entire company. He is. I don't care what anyone says. He's rivaling HBK at this point.
When Shawn lose,
yeah.
Couldn't think of it.
The Rock tells Shamrock that if he can beat a member of the nation within 2 minutes, he will put his title on the line tonight. Just as Shamrock is about to win the match, The Rock blasts Shamrock with a chair shot, and then the second one, he just fucking murders him. I think he's concussed. We discussed this last night. I think that Ken Shamrock was legitimately concussed.
That's what we discuss at the bar these days.
Yeah. But actually, like, if we were rating it still...
10.
10.
Flat on the face.
Yeah, right
as
in the
hard
face.
as possible.
And it's really cool, though, because Shamrock is on his knees, and he's like, come on! And then he just fucking murders him.
Yeah, The Rock is safe as always with his chair shots.
Fucking asshole.
The only ones I can think that were harder than this one, which we'll have to watch later, are the one Jeff Hardy hits Brock Lesnar in the face. You know that one? Mm-hmm. And Brock's like... And then there's...
that face.
He does. You know what I'm talking about, right? He like does this pig face.
Yeah.
And then there's one where Jeff... I think it's Undertaker and Brock at like Unforgiven. And... Undertaker hits him, and it fucking, like, wraps around his head. He hits him so hard with it. It's nuts. We'll watch it later.
I mean, the only other ones that are harder than this one are also any of the ones where Mick Foley's fucking handcuffed, and he just gets hit, like, 18 times.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to put this, like, clip on Facebook or something just to show people.
Yeah, this just making it like a GIF.
It's obscene.
It's fucking insane. Main storylines in this Raw, Sable is over as fuck.
It's a storyline.
Yeah, it is a storyline. Owen versus Triple H for the WWF European title, part 1.
Fuck.
And Mr. McMahon's character manifests itself. It's great.
Good segment.
Sable comes out to an Austin-level pop. She's also actually decent on the mic here. Mm-hmm. This is the death bell for Mero. It completely eclipses him here. I think we should soundbite this, because I like it. Heard just on the mic.
Sounds good.
Luna! You little bitch!
Whoa. Might as well cut right to the chase.
I've had it with you, and it's time for us to settle this once and for all. And I'm challenging you to a fight. Just you and me, one-on-one, right here tonight on Raw.
Wow.
And if you've got any guts, you'll be here so I can kick your ass.
Whoa. I'll tell you what, she made her point.
The Phoenix Suns gorilla repels from the ceiling insanely fast.
Like, I thought he was going to die.
He was coming down like Mach 2. He goofs off, then sits beside JR, takes his hat, does the usual shit.
He's on commentary and he says nothing.
Yeah.
And JR notes that he's worked with a guy just like him in the past.
Oh, shit.
Did he mean Shivani?
Probably. There's not even a problem.
What an asshole.
Tom Brady faces Double J, who comes out on a real fucking horse. With lights and everything.
So just in that segment alone, we had a gorilla repel from the ceiling and Jarrett rode a horse to the ring.
Into the ring. The match is the usual squash with JJ winning with the figure 4 leg lock, obviously, because it's Tom Brady. Kevin Kelly tells us that Shamrock is heading to the hospital. And it's great. The Rock interrupts and does the know your role thing and does not give a monkey crap about Kenny. He now needs a new opponent for WrestleMania, and he laid the smackdown on Ken, and then he goes, and JR and Michael Cole, back to you guys at ringside at the end of the interview. We now go to a literal 10-minute video review. This is a 10-minute fucking video, Peter.
I skipped it.
A 2-hour Raw, and it's a 10-minute breakdown of Shawn Michael's career.
I was watching it, I was just like, I've seen that clip twice in this video. I've seen that clip 3 times. It kept doing like, the boyhood dream
has finally come true
and
for
there's
Shawn Michaels.
At least 4 different production themes in it, and
I can't believe I can't believe they burned so much time with a single video package.
It's so aimless. There's no direction to it.
Next up, we have something completely unseen on Raw 1998, Peter.
Headbangers versus...
The Headbangers face The Rock and Old Express. But wait, with Jim Cornette.
That'll put some butts in the seat.
This is seriously getting so tiresome. I can't explain how bad this is. The New Express come down. Thank God.
New Midnight Express. Huh?
I'm calling them the Young Express.
Bodacious Bart.
Bodacious Bart and Bombastic Bob. Hardcore Holly, for those of you that don't know. The New Express comes down, takes out the Old Express. That was kind of nice and a much needed change because fuck the Rock and Old Express.
Bart Gunn has 1 year to live.
Oh God.
What? I was just looking at her. She's a beautiful lady.
Yeah, before he gets buried. She's a beautiful woman. What am I supposed to do? Yeah. So, much to the hatred of the crowd, Kane comes out and puts the gorilla out of business. He comes out in tombstones.
So
the
funny.
Phoenix Suns gorilla.
So funny. I gotta put this. If I can find this segment, I'm putting it on YouTube just because you have a guy in a gorilla costume wearing a Gorilla 316 shirt, and Kane is murdering him, like giving him the stiffest shots and chokeslam and tombstone, and JR is selling it like he'd be beating up Boston or something.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah, that's really good. That's how we end the first hour. I said it wasn't bad except for the video package, but mostly filler. Time to enter the war zone. Owen Hart comes out as a fan favorite and is on commentary for a match between Chainsaw and Billy Gunn. Great sign here that says Sunny 69. This match is pretty standard with a lot of interference by Road Dogg. Cactus comes out after he gets tied. And then they fuck. This is ridiculous. This spot is so ridiculous. They fucking wrap up Road Dogg's feet, and Cactus Jack has like a fucking winch at the top of the ramp, and they hang him up like 6 feet in the air with his head down.
Yeah, he's about 10 feet by the end of the segment.
If he fucking falls there, he's falling right on his head.
Russo had a lot of coffee at this time.
Jesus Christ.
Like, with all this, like, let's bring a horse on to Raw.
Yeah. Cactus, after Cactus strings him up, he says, to be honest, I don't know how to get you down, so your ass better call somebody. Which is great because JR corpses and bursts out laughing on commentary.
It's a good cheap up.
This spot seemed really unnecessary and dangerous. Thanks a lot, Vince Russo.
That's what happens, right? Like, he keeps going and going.
Pushing the bar, and then Owen Hart dies.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't blame Russo for that.
I don't either.
But still,
that harness was fucking stupid.
Yeah, it was like a bicycle clip. No, it was like a backpack clip.
It was a backpack clip.
It was a backpack clip. What do you want?
Vince comes to the ring. He gets booed insanely for last week. Kevin Kelly asked Vince why he didn't punch Austin when he had the chance. This is great. This is a shoot here. Vince tells Kevin he didn't want to spoil the main event at WrestleMania because he didn't want Austin to have to wrestle with a broken jaw.
Which is takes us back to the promo after Survivor Series where he was saying that he could have beat up Bret Hart.
Oh my God.
And not had Bret Hart. If he hadn't taken a dive. If he hadn't owed Bret that one punch.
I owed Bret that punch. Oh, fuck. He also says he doesn't want Austin to become champion after Kevin Kelly keeps prodding him. The inner McMahon comes out here and he goes, instead, do I want Austin to win the title? No. In fact, oh, hell no! And the crowd just fucking boos him out of the building. Should we soundbite that?
Sure.
And then he does a really great part where he says, and that's the bottom line because Vince McMahon said so.
Full heel turn.
And then he's booed into oblivion. It's amazing.
You still have not answered the question. Yes or no?
All right? It's not just a no, it's a, oh, hell no!
Man! I'll tell you what, Austin must be beside himself right now in Victoria, Texas.
Well, you asked for it, you got it!
And Austin, that's the bottom line because Vince McMahon said so. Thank you very much.
We have another massive video package, this time about Steve Austin. A quarter of the show, Peter, of a 2-hour Raw was a video reviews. A quarter. That's so much time. Nitro's got like Roddy Piper versus Sting and Hogan, and we've got 20 minutes of video packages.
Let me breeze through these. I didn't have to watch all of them.
Yeah, that's true. Seems unwise, like I said, too many times.
Yeah, especially when you got like Sting versus Hogan on Nitro.
Yeah. Triple H comes down and challenges Owen to a fight for the title right now.
Fuck you, Triple H.
He questions his manhood and Owen immediately clotheslines him to the floor. He's too slow. and gets run into the post. He then gets rolled into the ring after Chyna smashes his ankle with a rubber baseball bat. You can see the baseball bat like go wow 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 when she hits his ankle. It looks like the big pink dildo from Grand Theft Auto. Triple H puts him in an ankle submission hold and somehow wins the fucking title 2 weeks before WrestleMania. Should we play Vince Russo?
I don't know if he booked this. It just sounds like Triple H booked it.
Yeah, probably. He's going over.
Because then he berates Owen as Owen is carried out of the ring. This is your fucking babyface in this storyline.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to Triple H having to rebuild his career from scratch in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Because he pretty much has to.
He has to.
Without HBK.
He has no choice.
Yep.
I think, to be honest with you, he did a great job.
I'm sure he was a lot nicer after HBK left.
I'm sure that
Until 2002.
I'm sure he took a lot of shit in the back room when HBK was left because there's nobody to protect him.
Yeah, fucking right.
Luna and Sable sort of main event. Nothing happens because Sable hurts her knee. And then Kane's music hits. Oh, God. Mero fucks off like a pussy and leaves Sable in the ring. Will kill Kane. We'll kill Kane. Will Kane kill her? Will he rape her of her dignity? We'll never know.
You read that?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
We'll never know because Taker's music hits and he delivers a classic Taker promo before setting an effigy of Kane in a coffin on fire as we go off the air.
Again, this is a Russo thing where Undertaker can just be on the stage yelling at him, but instead we have him on top of the Titantron, and then he burns a casket with the terrible dummy of Kane in it, where
it doesn't light on fire at first.
Where JR has to be like, that's Kane in the coffin, even though you can't see shit.
Apparently, when it happened, it doesn't light on fire the first time.
Fucking Russo. Moving on.
That guy won the last Raw before WrestleMania.
One more.
This is March 23rd in Tucson, Arizona.
Isn't it Tucson?
I don't know what the fuck it is. It's Arizona. I don't care.
All right.
Tucson, Tuscan, fuck you guys. Someone from Tucson or Tuscan, email us, and I'll correct it and apologize in the next episode.
Hold you to it.
There. Don't you make a fake account either, Peter. I'm forced to apologize to some guy named Garrett Sucks. We're 6 days away from WrestleMania 14, and out comes the man that will take on WWF Champion Shawn Michaels on the show. So, how do you feel about Kevin Kelly introducing people on the mic when they come down?
I don't know why he has a job.
I thought this was like the worst. He's like, Stone Cold, Dave Austin. I'm like, you're an idiot. He's going to interview the winner of the 1998 Royal Rumble. As we know, Austin says that McMahon could throw as much shit at him. He literally says, you can throw as much shit at me as you want.
The bleep it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kevin Kelly says DX are on their way to the arena, are in full force. Again, that's Chyna. Triple H, like all this, like shut up, Kevin Kelly. We know who's in DX. They've only been running around for fucking 3 months. That angers Austin and draws out Commissioner Slaughter. Slaughter tells him he doesn't have the night off and will wrestle tonight against Intercontinental Champion Rocky Maivia. Slaughter tells Austin if he doesn't wrestle tonight, his match with Michaels at WrestleMania will be a non-title match. Austin does something here that's great, where he says, "Okay, I'll wrestle The Rock." And then Slaughter goes, "If you do not wrestle, it will be a non-title match." And it's like, and then Austin goes, "I just told you I'd wrestle the damn match," and stuns him. He's like, "I told you I'd wrestle the match," and he's like, and then you decide to run your mouth like a jackass.
He gives him Slaughter takes it like the RVD taking the RKO. He does like a flip in the center. Fucking poor guy.
The hop.
Yeah, like literally flips.
Yeah. Main storylines. Kane sets a guy on fire. WrestleMania storylines and feuds are all shaping up, ready to go. Mm-hmm. And WCW has an insane show tonight because they know that it's Raw's big lead up to WrestleMania, so they pull out all the stops.
Really?
Yeah. Roddy Piper fucking accepts. I believe he accepts Sting's challenge for a steel cage match. Hogan is fucking accepting things with Ric Flair. They're doing crazy shit on WCW to keep all the viewership there.
I think a good roster this time.
Yeah. Yo, the week before this, WCW had a fucking 5.8 rating, which is retarded.
Yeah, well.
Its third hour was a 6.4.
It's going down after this.
After WrestleMania, it's all downhill. Here we have the 600th meeting between Cactus and Chainsaw and the Quebecers.
I told you.
Pointless match. This is literally what we started with, this podcast with, was fucking Cactus Jack and Chainsaw against these guys. Pointless match until the New Age Outlaws come to the ramp, drink champagne, then cause disqualification.
That was a stupid segment.
They do a cool spot, though, by putting Terry Funk's head through a card table.
I like that.
It's cool because the table doesn't break like a traditional table. His head just goes through the fucking thing.
Yeah, he's like wearing it like a neck.
And then we have Cactus receiving a spike pile driver into a chair, which is crazy.
Yep.
The dumpster match at WrestleMania is actually decent, so it's shaping up to be good.
That's true.
Why is Double J even back in WWF when he can't do anything worthwhile until the Don't Piss Me Off gimmick?
A couple months to go.
Yep. He has a match with Steve Blackman. Obviously, Blackman receives his first loss because they don't honor anything anymore. And hits... he loses after interference by Tennessee Lee. Another ref comes down, tells the first ref he got it wrong. Confusion until Blackman hits Double J and runs after Tennessee Lee after he gives him like the fucking martial arts kick to the chest.
The decision was never reversed, though.
No, he loses.
So weird.
It's fucking retarded.
So weird.
Just like when Ken Shamrock lost the first time, it was just like a bunch of BS.
He lost by DQ.
Yeah, it was awful.
Or count out. Or something stupid.
It was count out.
To
He
Bulldog,
he got like fucking clobbered and then...
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
That's how Goldberg should have ended the streak.
Oh, God.
Count out.
Undertaker is speaking with his parents.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, before that. We have backstage footage of DX arriving in their limo, as well as a video package of the events with Kane last week. Undertaker is speaking with his parents at their gravesite. He says he will have to commit some sins to take care of Kane at the show of shows. He alone will suffer the consequences of his actions, and that Kane has left him with no other choice. He has to fight him. He tells them he loves them, and that hopefully they can be a family, one day be a family again.
When they're all dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of Kane, here he comes to the ring with Paul Bearer. There's a really funny spot where like he comes into the ring and like JR's got to know that like when the pyro's going off every time.
They're apparently really hot.
Yeah, but like apparently Kane does it. It's just like and right after JR's just like, God, I hate that. It's so funny. I don't even know what Paul Bearer is even saying. He's just like, Undertaker, man. That's like all he does.
Yeah.
He claims Kane has powers too. This is the worst fucking segment. He fucks with the lights. He like makes lightning strike a spotlight. Like that spotlight's been in my eyes, Kane. And he gets lightning to strike it, and Michael Cole's like, "There's a technician up there," and like gets all upset.
I'm guessing. I know when they do the lightning thing, it's they don't have the lightning in the arena.
No, it's added in production.
Right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it probably looks terrible for everyone that's there.
Especially with the cameraman getting set on fire.
Yeah. That was the worst. So then he fucking sets a camera guy on fire. But like, first of all, the guy's wearing like a billion layers, including a fire retardant suit. And then when he gets set on fire, he doesn't do what anyone would do, which is just run around like a maniac. He just walks around slowly looking like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from fucking Ghostbusters. It's like, I'm on fire! And then people come out and put him out. They take him away on a gurney with like a white sheet over him. They're like, this guy's dead. He just got killed. I like how they're like, Kane's attempting to murder a person on live TV and everything's legit.
Can you imagine without the lightning? It would have looked like... even in the replays, it looks like a little sparklers going on. There's
sparklers going off that set them off. It's fucking horrible. They should have paid, though, what they should have done, if you want to do that with the cameraman, is have the cameraman being the one filming it, like, in front of Kane's face, like, spend some extra money on the camera.
Oh, that would have been cool.
And then, like, when he lights on fire, have the camera fucking drop because he panics, and then have them cut to the other camera instead.
I like that.
Thanks, Kevin Dunn. You really thought that out. That took me 2 seconds to come up with. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Or even the camera is, like, on fire and melting and all that cool stuff.
Yeah. He gets cut off in a gurney, like I said. Most of the stuff goes out the window by 1999. Like, all this fucking bullshit pyro.
Thank God.
And fucking stupid. I'm not talking about this next match.
Okay, skip.
The only thing I put down, in caps, because I love it, is, do you know those are Titan motorcycles? They're beautiful bikes. And I said, are they getting paid by Titan? Like, because every time they come to the ring, here comes the DOA on those beautiful Titan bikes. Their fucking theme. They're brawling with a bunch of team run-ins. Happens to hype the first match for the card at WrestleMania. So, like, a bunch of tag teams come out, and it's just big smosh at the end.
Yep.
Time out of the war zone. And again, here we go.
Starting with the X.
Makes
sense. Start with your highest hands.
HBK calls this girl in the front row a skank. Did you see that?
She was fucking gross.
She was disgusting.
She was gross.
Yeah, she's gross. Triple H gloats over his victory last week against Owen for the European title. They show it a couple times. HBK says he doesn't give a damn about Austin or McMahon having a chick fight. He says that don't worry, McMahon, he'll still be champion, and McMahon can rest easy. I like when he goes, thanks for the vote of confidence, Vince McMahon. I still can't understand Tyson, which is hilarious. Jennifer Flowers tells us to come out of the closet and enjoy WrestleMania like a true wrestling fan.
Tyson drops an F-bomb during that segment, by the way.
Yep.
I'm going to knock him the fuck out. You will heartbreak.
God. Which will, thanks a lot, Jennifer. We're going to watch WrestleMania because we're reviewing it. Farouk chases Chains. Faces, sorry, not chases. Derp.
This reminds me of like the early Nation.
Yeah, in an attempt to advance The Rock, leaving the Nation angle again. Nothing match until Rock comes down and hits Farouk by accident, of course.
Accidentally.
I love how King's trying to defend him. He's like, no, look, he was gonna hit Chains, and then Farouk stuck his stupid head in the way.
The softest chair shot The Rock will ever deliver.
Yep.
And Rock cracks me up because he's like, oh shit.
And
he's like
fuck.
kicking him.
Yeah, he's get up, and then like he calls the rest of the Nation out to bring him back into the. Yeah, he calls the rest of the Nation to get Farouk to the back. I love how King. Oh, here's the other thing. I don't know if you noticed this or not. King calls Chains Shamrock.
Did he?
Yeah, he goes, he was just trying to hit Shamrock with that chair, and then Farouk got his stupid head in the way. I'm like, how do you confuse Chains, like a 6'8" greasy biker, with Ken Shamrock?
I don't know where the fuck Crush is, though.
Yeah. Barry Windham faces Bradshaw, and the only good thing about this match is Bradshaw's theme. It's so good. Barry loses after he gets distracted by The Rock and Old Express, and gets rolled up. Pretty boring. All of, like Bradshaw's, all of his singles pushes are boring.
The next segment is the best segment of all time.
Oh God, the DX one?
No, the Sable segment.
Hold on.
Okay, keep going.
Hold on, yeah. There's DX talking backstage about talking shit, and no one understands Mike Tyson at all. Even people in DX are like, what the fuck did you just say, Mike? Like, what are you doing?
He's crazy.
Yes. Here comes Mero and Sable to accept the award presented by Russo.
Can we play it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah. How much are we playing? The whole thing?
No, like literally oh shit, it's Vince Russo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because it literally
is Vince Russo.
Whenever I see him, I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh shit, it's Vince Russo!
Mero says he's been hogging all the spotlight and lets Sable accept her award.
Nice of him.
Yeah. Oh, this is my favorite part, though. It was when Kevin Kelly goes, this award is for Sable and Sunny. Sunny couldn't be with us because she's feeling unwell. She was in rehab, by the way.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Did you admit that?
Yeah.
Interesting. I thought she was doing coke with the LOD or something.
Well, she had like a really bad fucking reaction and was in like rehab at the hospital.
1 week before WrestleMania?
Yeah. Really? She wasn't like, she was like really, really, really sick. And everyone's like, she was in rehab.
Jesus.
Yeah. So yeah. Of course, some of the crowd boo because some of the crowd's still disillusioned, thinking Sunny's better than Sable.
Oh, at this point.
Sable is hot as fuck at this point. It's ridiculous. Figuratively in the crowd, like so over hot, and also looks wise.
Once I discovered porn, she wasn't as hot, but like,
yeah, well,
when I was a kid, oh my god.
Yep. Luna and Goldust come out, and Luna blasts Sable with the wooden plaque.
Legitimately, I think she
broke it.
Yeah, she just keeps smacking
in
Sable
the face
with it.
Right in the face.
I'm sure Sable appreciated that.
Yeah, and then there's a really fun. She like tears her evening gown, so Russo like takes off his fucking jacket and like lays it over her ass.
I thought for sure that dress was coming off.
Yo, did you see the guy in the front row when that happened?
No, was he working out?
So to lay it out for everybody, Sable's there. She falls to one side, right, and then Luna rips like half of her fucking dress off. So like the dress is up past Sable's ass, and she's lying on her right side with her ass just right to the ringside crowd. And this one guy's like, it happens, and he's just like at the rail, like he's got his hands over the railing. He's like standing up with like he looks like the guy at WrestleMania when Undertaker lost. He's like,
oh really?
Yeah, he's like when it happens, and everyone's like, wow, look at that. Everyone's like, I in my head, I just heard King go, bra panties.
Yeah, give it a couple months. I think we're coming up to evening gown territory.
Oh, baby. Yep. Mero says that Goldust is a dead man at WrestleMania. These segments are fucking hilarious. And I said that guy's face in the front row says it all.
It's interesting the way that Mero is being booked right now in Mania. Like, he's kind of in that Santino territory.
Yeah.
Where he's like, he's an idiot, but like he could be booked like this, where he's not really a heel. He's like a face because
his match at WrestleMania was really good.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that coming up right after this. The main event between Austin and Rock is really good.
Also, The Rock versus Austin are going to main event WrestleMania next year.
Yep.
In 1 year.
Yep.
Did you know that their 19 bout was going to close the show until Austin had like 50 energy drinks before the show and had a heart attack?
At what one?
At 19. That was supposed to be the main event.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Austin.
But Austin had like
energy drinks.
He had like a panic attack and they had to take him to the hospital, and so they're like, okay, let's just put this in the middle of the card instead.
God damn.
Which would have been awesome because he would have ended it in the ring saying goodbye, so we could have been like, okay, it's an actual retirement sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, just a segue.
God damn.
Yeah.
So we have Austin and Rock at the beginning of this. Dream match. I say dream match about 2 years from now. It's actually a year.
Yep.
Amazing workers, great bumps, great sequences. JR even says that Austin is already the most popular WWF superstar of all time.
Jesus.
Yep, he literally said that right on the mic in this match. And King's like, really? Of all time? And JR's like, absolutely. And I'm like, holy shit, all right. Because they're burying Hogan at this point too, right?
Yeah, the Rocket's up Austin's ass.
Yeah. Rock works his ass off until he takes a stunner and the loss while still looking extremely strong for the pay-per-view against Shamrock, of course. D'Lo enters, gets a stunner for his efforts when he comes in with the chair.
I was right, B-Lo.
DX makes her way out to the ramp, and HBK tells Austin he's already tasted Sweet Chin Music twice, and he's going to beat Austin's ass on Sunday. Austin calls him out, and HBK comes down to the ring until Triple H gets in the way to make sure nothing transpires. And we fade to WrestleMania.
Last time you'll see HBK on Raw until July this year.
Yeah.
True story.
According to the weather in Texas. All right, and we've come to it at last.
The granddaddy of them all.
This time.
This is like the whole destination of this whole like
feud
podcast. Like, yep. I mean, this is a big crossroads, so I'm happy we're finally here.
Is it a crossroads? Yeah, I guess it is. I think the destination now after this for this podcast is like WrestleMania XIV.
Yeah, that's always been the destination. Yeah.
So WrestleMania 14, Boston, Massachusetts, March 29th, 98. There were 19,028 people at the Fleet Center.
I love the 28.
Yeah, of course.
Where they fucking selling hot dogs?
Yep.
This is the home of the Celtics and the Bruins.
Mm-hmm. Burn it to the ground.
They had WrestleMania 14 here, obviously. Also had 2000 King of the Ring, the 2003 Royal Rumble, the 2006 SummerSlam, the 2008 Survivor Series, 2011 Royal Rumble, 2012 Night of Champions, 2013 Survivor Series, 2014 Money in the Bank, 2015 TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, and the 900th episode of Raw. It's one of their arenas that they just like to go to. I don't know why. It's now, what is it, the TD Bank or TD Garden?
TD Garden.
Weird.
All right. So, first match.
Hold on. Am I going to be in charge of this one?
Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah, you run this. You run this shit.
How many minutes do you
have? It keeps going.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to talk about the opening video just because how meta it is. Because it's so self-aware. It discusses that everyone is an antisocial asshole these days. Mm-hmm. But the men in the main event are competing for the same title that Hogan and Andre competed for. Mm-hmm. So, despite bucking history, they're going to become a part of it.
Yeah, interesting. I like it.
And think of all the shots that we get from this Mania, like Kane tombstoning Pete Rose. Undertaker walking like under the torches. Austin holding the title over his head. Tyson knocking out. I wrote Austin. Tyson knocking out Michaels.
Yep.
14-man battle royal. Your boys are back.
Well, I guess it's technically
14-team battle royal.
Yeah.
This is one of those idiotic. This is one of those idiotic battle royals.
I say again.
Where if you throw your partner out, if your partner gets thrown out, you're out too.
Well. It's the only way they can do it because it takes like the whole pay-per-view.
That's true, but then you always have these assholes like Mark Henry just fighting in the ring like an hour after their partner's gone.
Yeah. That's true.
Despite not hyping a mystery team on Raw or anything, the fucking LOD 2000 come to the ring with Sunny. Good that they got her out of rehab. Yeah. I love this incarnation of Sunny. I know we only get it for like a month.
Yo, I like this. I like Sunny here better than the LOD themselves.
Me too.
She looks good with this instead of.
This is the role she should have always been playing. Like, I love it when she was teaming with the like Smoking Guns body.
Yeah, and being as like a fucking.
And she always wears what they wear.
What they wear. Yeah,
it's great. The announcers have as much difficulty calling this match as I do.
Yeah.
Wrestlers are in this match despite their partners going gone.
I said Sunny looks a little different and better though. It's not the same shit that she did every week. She's just announcing shitty matches.
Yeah, this is something for her to do.
The LOD is obviously telegraphed to win from the get-go.
I couldn't imagine anyone else winning. You have some teams that are like
headbangers.
You have 2 sets of Bariquas. You have one member of DOA teaming up with like Steve Blackman.
This is why the tag team division is so shit.
Although interesting to note, this is the first time Scott, Taylor, and Brian.
Yeah, they tag team together, as we will all know them as.
They will be main eventing Raws in 2000.
Yep. They're fucking good in 2000 now. That's the thing.
When Taylor gets thrown out, which eliminates Christopher as well, King screams, "You little idiot!"
You little idiot. Yeah, I love it. Generic high numbers match, the usual. Do you have anything? This is apparently this is like an idea of McMahon's to reinvent the LOD for like the 21st century, so they could keep going. Like, so they became LOD 2000, as we know.
They last for a month.
Well, yeah, but that's what I said. I said it doesn't work because the crowd's just like, what the fuck's going on? And Hawk's personal troubles don't help either.
It's not an effective.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No. Imagine if the Ultimate Warrior had responded to that letter.
Well, there's no.
There's no. Maybe difference. He would be their manager. Maybe the Ultimate Warrior would be their manager.
I know we say that like the WWE needs like a brand or like a facelift or a brand change, but like there's no difference in the LOD. They wear motorcycle helmets to the ring. And they have Sunny.
One of them has short.
One of them wears shorts
instead of long.
And they have different haircuts.
Yeah. And face paint.
It's like, why didn't they just turn heel? That would have given their career a bit of a boost.
Oh man, I wish they were heel. I could actually enjoy hating them.
Right? Do you want to do Taka versus Aguila?
Yeah, this is a good match.
I enjoyed it. It was quick though.
Taka's new theme is really interesting. I like this old one better.
You changed it?
Yeah, it's a different theme.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's hard to believe that this is the highlight of Essa Rios' WWF career.
Well, besides bringing in Lita.
That's the only thing good he ever did for the company.
Poor guy.
Right? I feel like we've seen this match about 5 times already.
That's true. It's good though.
It's good though. I said, not to say this isn't a fun match, it just seems like we've seen it before. A nice display of... Look, you can break it down the same way you've seen all the other ones. There's a springboard plancha, a corkscrew plancha, some fucking high-flying spots off the turnbuckle, a lot of reversals. Taka wins with a Michinoku driver after doing his fucking thing. And then there's a great display of sportsmanship at the end where they embrace and then like Taka holds up Aguila's hand. And the King hates it.
JR notes that Taka won the title, ironically enough, on December 7th.
Yep.
Wonder what he was talking about there.
Oh, dear.
Actually, I read...
Is JR a closet racist?
I Googled that comment just to see if anyone else had noticed it, and on Wikipedia, someone wrote, also, partway into the matchup, Jim Ross made a fleeting comment about the date of Taka's title win. December 7th, the date of the Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor, calling it ironic enough. This incident went largely unnoticed, only causing a slight stir in the wrestling community.
Yeah.
I doubt anyone cared.
No one cared.
Okay. Also, JR says, as they shake hands, that we'll be seeing these young athletes for a long time to come.
No.
You'll
see Taka up until 2001, and then he'll be gone.
All I hear in my head is Gilbert.
Holding
the title for a year.
All I hear in my head is evil with Kai and
I like that gimmick. Yeah, they got 2 over though. They were supposed to be
and Vince had them buried. It's awful. I like how they got 2 over.
They were jobbers. They couldn't get that over.
Rock and Roll Express, we have come. It's so funny. I like how they just played up like we're just gonna talk and say a bunch of stuff before we actually say anything. It's such a good gimmick. But yeah, the King hates their display of sportsmanship. He's like, why didn't you just kiss and make up already? Before our next match, we have an amazing interview with Jennifer Flowers and The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
This is the start. This is the first time we hear "If you smell what the Rock is cooking."
Is it?
Yes.
Interesting.
And that's why I said this is like one of the most iconic interviews of all time. He just oozes charisma. He makes a great joke about Monica Lewinsky because she asked him how he would run the White House. And he said, if everyone runs it with this, and good oral. He said, sorry, Jennifer, morals. And we all know that Flowers had previously accused Clinton of sexual assault.
Well, I don't know if he raped her, but I think they definitely banged. I love his comment on homelessness where he's like, as long as those pieces
as long as they
trash,
stay off my lawn.
Keep their refrigerated
boxes. Should we just
boxes.
soundbite this interview?
Sure.
Let's soundbite this interview. It's a great interview. We can't do it justice. The Rock needs to do it himself.
I'm here with the Intercontinental Champion.
Actually, Jenny, it's the People's Intercontinental Champ.
Excuse me. The People's Intercontinental Champion, The Rock. Now, Rock, the people want to know if you were the leader of this country, how would you run things?
Well, actually, Jenny, The Rock feels like this. First and foremost, the term leader is really beneath The Rock. The Rock feels like this. A more appropriate term would be ruler.
Ruler.
Yeah.
Okay, then, if you were the ruler, how would you handle the homeless situation?
Tell you what, Jenny, that is a touchy subject to The Rock. The homeless situation here in America. The Rock feels like this. As long as The Rock still has his palatial palace down on South Beach in Miami, Florida, he really couldn't give a damn whether or not they live in a Frigidaire box or a Kenmore box. As long as those homeless pieces of trash keep their cardboard homes off The Rock's freshly mowed grass, everything will be copacetic.
All right, then, how about the judicial system?
Well, first and foremost, as long as all The Rock's fans across the country realized that The Rock is the judge and the jury, everything should be fine. And actually, Jenny, after The Rock contemplated that for a second, if The Rock were the jury, The Rock feels like this. 9 times out of 10, he'd be a hung jury if you smell what I'm cooking.
How would you run the White House?
Tough job, tough question, but The Rock, of course, is up to answering that. The Rock feels like this. As long as all the interns in the White House beneath The Rock knew their damn role and they didn't get out of hand, step out of line, and they didn't do anything orally wrong, excuse me, Jenny, morally wrong, then The Rock wouldn't have to do what he does best, and that's lay the smack down in a major way. Thank you very much, Jenny.
Back to you, JR.
Next is Triple H versus Owen.
Oh, God.
One of the worst booked feuds I've ever seen. Like, this was up there with Lesnar versus Triple H, coincidentally enough. Or Booker T versus Triple H, coincidentally enough.
That's only because Booker T was immediately buried upon Triple H's return.
Here was the storyline. Owen came back to fight Shawn Michaels for screwing over his brother. Shawn says he's too good to fight Owen Hart and makes Triple H do it via rock, paper, scissors. Owen wins the European title by pinning Goldust, who was dressed as Triple H. Triple H wins the title back 2 weeks before WrestleMania, cleanly jobbing Owen out.
Fucking horrible.
What's the point?
Because they're jerking Owen around. Because they fucking hate him and his family.
Jesus.
Apparently the DX band was fucking hated. They got booed with their rendition of the national anthem, by the way.
I can imagine.
Before the show.
Yep.
I forgot that China will be handcuffed to Slaughter for the whole match. That tells you right away how this match is going to go.
Why don't they put her in a fucking cage or bar her from ringside, you fucking idiots?
The worst thing ever about that is Howard Finkel being like, Sergeant Slaughter will now exercise his right and China will be handcuffed. But you're like, we all know what the stipulation is. Fink, what are you doing? There's so much stalling before the match.
This is an awful match.
I wonder why this handcuff thing took so long. And then I kind of respect the fact that Owen did nothing flashy for his WrestleMania entrance. Mm-hmm. He kind of just comes out doing his thing. But he was never one about flashy stuff.
Nope.
How fucking hard is it to perform with probably a severe ankle sprain? Because he's still limping at this point. He comes to the ring limping. I don't know if he's like feigning the injury that Triple H gave him, but like he rolled his ankle. We all know. It was fucking horrible. Lots of throwbacks by JR and stuff to Owen's previous WrestleMania.
Oh, you got a lot of notes for this one.
For this one, yeah. I said it was a poorly worked match and hilarious that King jokes about the Hart family again. JR goes, we'd like to welcome the Hart family here. And King goes, except for Stu and Helen. It's so funny.
Ever since I saw the Hart family tree, I wanted to cut it down.
Oh my God. So good. Trying to find some powder and throws it in Sarge's face. Owen investigates and gets a low blow before the pedigree for Triple H to win.
Burial.
Decent, fucking horrible.
You're just saying
It's
it's
decent. The only decent thing about it was that like China waited until everything happened, then they threw the powder in the face. Like it wasn't like right off the bat.
It's awful.
But the match was terrible. Burial. Recap. So we have a recap video of the events between the stars involved in the match coming up, which is Mark Merrow and Sable versus Goldust and Luna.
Yep.
I have a lot of notes for this match. I fucking love this match.
Yeah, I love this match.
This match is. I do not remember this match being as good as it was.
Yep. You were watching this pay-per-view live too when you were a kid.
Yep. Kind of crazy that Sable is the only baby face in the whole match because Merrow's kind of like disrespecting Sable on Raws and shit as we go. So she's technically the only real like face.
Yep.
Her and Merrow are basically Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth from the 80s, pretty much. Like Savage is like fuck you, and everyone's like, but we like Miss Elizabeth.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
I really like the theme that they come out to here, though. They don't use Mark Merrow's like usual theme. They use a different theme too.
Don't they use the wild like wow? Damn.
Oh, that's what they come out. They when they win the match, that's what get used.
Or do they come out to the
No, they don't. It's different. Yeah. I'll let you listen to it after because I have it on here.
You watch it on the network?
What?
You watch it on the network?
No, but I have it here.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Sable is so fucking over. And she's so intense walking to the ring, and like JR's like, Sable's face says it all. Like she's ready to fucking throw down. Holy shit! This is the third mixed tag match in WrestleMania history.
Yes. JR notes that Goldust's dad was in one of them.
Yep, the first one, the very first one.
WrestleMania 6.
Yep.
But he doesn't note that Luna was in the one at WrestleMania 10. So props to me.
Props to you for finding that error. Well done.
Jeez, JR, come on.
After constantly running, Sable gets her hands on Luna, and the crowd fucking loses their mind. She comes out and she clocks Goldust in the face. She clotheslines Luna over the top rope. The crowd is exploding. She punches Goldust after the tag. Like, Luna tags Goldust, and he comes over, and she just punches him in the face again. And then, like, Goldust gets out of the ring. He's just like, what the fuck? Like, he's, like, visibly like, what the fuck just happened? Later on, Goldust spits in her face and just goes, fuck you, right in her face. And then gets low blowed by Mark Merrow.
Nice.
Merrow tries to go for the TKO, but Goldust reverses into a really nice DDT.
I like that too.
It was a really cool spot.
Yeah.
Merrow showing shade of his old self in this match. He looks really good.
These two are
Merrow
really
is
good.
working really fucking hard in this match. He looks really. He did that cool thing off like the turnbuckle as well. He did like a flying thing, and a weird DDT. As well. That was really cool. Sable goes for the fucking tag. Like Goldust has Mark Merrow like tied up in the ropes, and then Sable just like fucking smacks Merrow's back for the tag. Gives Luna a Sable bomb. The crowd gets even louder if that's possible.
I know it's Vladimir the super fan going nuts in the third row.
Yeah. Sable just did I remember watching this and seeing Sable do the TKO and be like, what the fuck? It was a really well executed TKO too. It looked really good. The best thing about this was Merrow celebrating after the match was over. He was just like celebrating like he won.
They both won.
And that's what King says. They both won. He won, JR.
Like if they were baby faces, JR wouldn't say anything.
Yeah. Here comes the start of the Sable run. Pretty much.
For 1 year.
1 year.
Jesus.
And she leaves.
Well, apparently she
and then accuses Vince McMahon of sexual assault.
Apparently she became a huge bitch backstage.
Yeah, probably because she was over.
But they might just be burying her. Who knows?
Next match, Peter?
Rock versus Shamrock.
Oh, baby.
You take good notes here?
I have some notes here. Yeah.
Okay.
Why the hell is Jarrett here? Just to escort Jennifer Flowers.
You said Jared from Subway. I was like, oh no.
Oh no. Hydro Kids.
He and King have some stuff in common.
Hydro Kids. I love The Rock.
Jennifer Flowers is a better announcer than Lillian Garcia.
Yeah, that's amazing. He's definitely the top heel right now. I think even at this WrestleMania before Shawn's even gone. Like I think The Rock has more heat.
I think this is the first time he has The Rock like stylized on his trunks. Like before he had the block letters.
Yeah, he had the block letters. Now it's stylized. Yeah.
Sort of signature.
Here comes Shamrock, Shades of the Ultimate Warrior. He like gets to the elbow in the ramp and then just fucking books it to the ring. Really cool. The whole nation is out here, specifically for like the ending of the match.
Yep.
Shamrock brings in a chair and gets fucking hit himself again. I gave it a 7.
It's a little lighter than usual.
Yeah. For the Rock, yeah. Shamrock kicks out in the most hilarious Rock sell up until the stunner. Did you see that kick out?
No.
Oh, so he hits Shamrock with a chair, and the Rock like covers him right near the ropes, and it's like 1, 2, and he like kicks out at 3, and the Rock like does like a fucking barrel roll over top of him, and Shamrock's like, "Look at the power of King Shamrock!" It's so funny. He kicks out, ankle lock after the belly to belly gets the win for Shamrock, but wait, everyone from the nation gets a suplex. Shamrock is basically Oprah. You get suplex, you get a suplex, everybody gets a suplex. He puts the ankle lock back on the Rock. Farouk runs the fuck out to the ring, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, he's coming in!" And then he stops, and then just like looks at the Rock and the ankle lock, who's got blood on his face, and looks great. And Farouk just kind of stands there, and the crowd marks out. I marked out when I was a kid. I was so happy. The official reverses the decision after Shamrock refuses to release the ankle lock.
Bullshit.
Burial. Kind of a necessary ending though, because they obviously wanted The Rock to keep the title, and they wanted Shamrock to kind of stay strong, even though he just like is fucking stupid.
There's nothing for Shamrock to do then.
How much did Shamrock get jerked around in his WWE career?
Yeah, he wasn't there at a bad time.
The fucking corporate union. That was led by Mankind.
Corporate union. No, the union.
The union and then the corporation.
Corporate ministry.
I love that Undertaker theme.
Yep.
All right. This is the match. This is the match of this WrestleMania, I think.
I think this is the best match.
Yep.
It's great.
Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie versus the New Age Outlaws for the tag titles in a dumpster match. Thank God this dumpster will finally disappear after WrestleMania.
Yeah, it must have been a pain in the ass having to find a dumpster at every show.
They're in Boston. They're everywhere.
I know, but it's true. But imagine you have to clean them out.
A clean one, yeah. They probably just bought a new one and carted it everywhere with the rest of the equipment.
Mother of God.
They probably did, though, to be honest. Because it stays clean, right?
That's true.
The Road Dogg, plus you can store shit in there when you're traveling.
True.
Like all the equipment.
Just make Road Dogg take it to his hotel room every night.
That's where he sleeps. Road Dogg does one of his better introduction. I like the introduction when he comes out.
You actually hear the crowd chanting along for one of the first times.
I like when he comes to the ring. He's like, "This isn't for the faint of heart. Put the women and children to bed. Terry Funk, look away." It's so funny.
Do you know? This is up until WrestleMania 30. This was the only tag team appearance of the New Age Outlaws.
Really?
Yeah, together.
Wow.
Because
you'd think they'd be around.
They do singles matches the next year, and then Road Dogg tags with X-Pac at 16.
Right.
And then and Billy Gunn's eating a meatball sandwich at WWE New York for
that's right.
2001.
Meatball sub.
But they come back.
I was the goddamn king of the ring.
They come back at WrestleMania 30 because Triple H.
I like how Billy Gunn gets buried by everyone.
Like he's fired. Poor guy.
He wins King of the Ring. Edge just comes out and buries him afterwards. Yeah. So I feel like they're using the dumpster so much, but I guess that's after what happens for like 6 weeks of hyping the shit up.
It was great.
Yeah. It's kind of funny that like there's like a point at the beginning of the match where there's like 3 minutes of just them fighting. JR and King aren't even talking. I don't know if it was like audio and the mic cut out dropped, or whatever, but like it was just like, yep.
I didn't even notice. I was so into
this. There's Cactus tries the suicide roll right into the dumpster because Road Dogg moves. That's a pretty cool spot.
Billy Gunn pushes him out of the way with a drop kick.
Yeah,
which I've never seen before.
Way,
he really gently drop kicks.
Dunk.
Yeah.
Cactus tries, like I said, suicide roll. Pretty clever spot with the tops of the bin where they like put them both inside. They just keep smashing the lid on them.
Did you notice they're not even bothering to call him Chainsaw Charlie anymore?
I'm calling him Terry Funk.
Yeah, he's just Terry Funk. He's even wearing a Terry Funk shirt.
He's not wearing the Chainsaw Charlie attire either. He's wearing the white shirt with the...
It's probably a Vince edict to be like, we need our own character.
Oh, God. Fuck. a lot of weapons being used everywhere. People are they're fucking clobbering each other. I love this JR quote when they're back in the ring, and he's like, This is what Chainsaw Charlie and Cactus Jack like. This is right up their alley. They like out of control, riotous fighting. Riotous. The way he says riotous in the middle of nowhere is good. I like it a lot. Why do people always mark out for ladders, Peter?
Why did he bother setting up a ladder anyway? Yeah, he sets up a ladder. Billy Gunn climbs it. And then they do a nice spot where Terry Funk gets hit with like a cookie sheet or something, and he
bumps into the ladder, and Billy Gunn and Cactus fall off the ladder into a dumpster, which is like fucking dangerous.
It's perfect.
Not only do they fall into the dumpster, they fall through the plastic lids of the dumpster.
Okay, excuse my ignorance. Can you lock the dumpster so it doesn't roll around?
I imagine so.
Okay, I figured because it would be kind of unsafe if the dumpster was like rolling around.
Well, I think it was probably too heavy either way to roll. Like,
yeah,
they'd
maybe.
be in it before it rolled away if it did roll. But they go right through the plastic tops.
I just mean rolling out of the way if they fell.
Which explains why they couldn't use that dumpster to actually finish the match, because the tops of it were actually like broken.
Oh,
inside.
Wow.
Yeah, because they fell through it, right? And they're like this inside it. You can't open it back up.
Interesting.
Terry Funk gets fucking power bombed off the apron into the dumpster, and JR just goes, Funk has got to be just destroyed. And he is. His fucking side is murdered.
I hadn't thought about that if they fucked up the dumpster.
Yeah. That's why they all go backstage. That was obviously the spot. Like
it worked for them in the end.
It was a plan. Like, that was a plan because they wanted to use the huge one, right?
Interesting. Okay, well, I was also... Did you, like... For some of these initial matches, it's always interesting. Like, you see WrestleMania 10 where they only have one ladder for the ladder match, and the ladder actually breaks at the very end, but it still holds for them to finish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's got the one of the support braces is, like, snapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dangerous as fuck. So, yeah, Terry Funk gets powerbombed. We go backstage, all hell breaks loose. There's, like, these big, empty Powerade things, like gimmick ones.
Surge.
And they just fucking start throwing them all over the place. Cactus Jack's getting thrown around all over the place. Fucking Terry Funk shows up and gets a hilarious spot in the forklift. Like, come on, like trying to get it to go, and he can't move it up and down. He probably burned out the fucking motor trying to get it to move.
He gets it going.
Yep. I said, who thought it was a good idea to potentially let a concussed guy drive this? JR even says, he's like, Terry Funk does not need to be driving that forklift. They then put the Outlaws on the pallet, lift them up, dump them into a huge dumpster. It's like 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
And then they seal the lid, and then like Terry Funk puts the forks on top so they can't get back out. And he's like, come on, you son of a bitch, when he puts them in.
Yeah, I love it. Either Funk was like hot or just like really in the moment because he's like banging on the sides of it.
Like, we got him!
Yeah,
we got him!
He's like celebrating.
Yeah, he's really excited. And then they're like when they put them in there, I like when JR and King, like nobody knows what's happening. Like, is it over? Did they win? What? It's like, no! And everyone's like, yeah! Everybody marks out. Great match. I loved it a lot. I liked it a lot more the second time I watched it. Than now. Like, I didn't realize that.
It was fantastic, yeah.
A great match. We have the video breakdown of the events leading up to the next match. I forgot this has been going on for nearly 9 months.
Yeah.
It's been since Bad Blood.
It's fantastic. Well, it's been since, I'm trying to think, the pay-per-view after, It's Time, maybe? In Your House It's Time?
Maybe,
As soon as he said Kane's alive.
Kane's alive, Undertaker. He told me. I do like the classical music they used for this. Like, it's the same one they use when Undertaker comes out. Like, all his druids come out.
And Cole's best work, where he's like, the resurrection of a damn soul.
Yeah, that's Cole's swan song right there. Let's get this match started.
Pete Rose makes his way to the ring.
Yeah, my first point is, Pete Rose gets tombstoned. I forgot.
Were they trying to swerve them into thinking it was like Carlton Fisk or Ted Williams or something?
Maybe. I totally forgot about this. I love that he's such a fucking troll to the Boston fans. He's like, you guys can't win a World Series. And he's like, yeah, when he makes that fucking Bill Buckner joke. Yeah. I gave him tickets, but he couldn't bend over to pick them up.
How about it?
How about it?
A fucking troll.
And then he gets fucking tombstoned by Kane, and the crowd erupts. What a gamer to let like Kane do that. That must have been cool as hell.
Totally.
Pretty standard. I said pretty standard entrance for the Undertaker only because it wasn't that flashy, but the Druids were cool.
This was pretty flashy at the time.
For the time,
with the torches and everything.
Yeah.
I think this is Kane's third match.
Is it? Yeah, I think
so far. Mankind and Vader. I can't think of any other ones.
Yeah.
We should eat soon.
Yeah. We're just like thinking about it. Let's eat soon. Yeah. So I can't unsee the steel steps to the Undertaker when Kane hits him with them, like in the match.
Yeah.
I always wondered how that looked like from like the first row, and they're right there. Because like the camera does a pretty good job of like cutting away, so that makes you think that he just hit him right in the back of the head with the steel steps, which I thought would be really cool. To see in person. But basically, it's everything you'd expect from the match. Kane is just fucking murdering the Undertaker for most of the time. Undertaker gets a couple shots in, but Kane just keeps steamrolling him.
Mm-hmm.
There's my favorite point in this match is when Undertaker flies over the ropes and Kane kind of grabs him and just throws him through the Spanish announce table.
That was a great spot.
It was a fucking cool spot. Undertaker, though, battles back after that in typical Undertaker WrestleMania fashion. He has to give Kane 3 tombstones, and Kane still just barely misses the kick out after the third one.
Yeah, he pulled the Road Warrior animal.
The no-sell. LOD no-sell. Is this 7-0 at WrestleMania now?
Snuka, Roberts, Gonzalez, Bundy. Did I miss one? Diesel, Sid. Yeah, 7.
7. All right, so this Undertaker goes 7-0.
Although JR says that his debut was at WrestleMania 8 against Jake Roberts, which is incorrect.
Incorrect. This is my favorite JR call of the whole night, which is, The Undertaker has defeated Kane. The Undertaker has beat his brother Kane. And now Paul Bearer has got a steel chair. He just throws it into the ring. So basically what happens, he gets a couple chair shots. Kane leaves the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker sits up and walks to the back kind of woozy. He did his job.
Yep.
Crowd is super happy that Undertaker won. The end.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the pay-per-view. No, I'm just kidding. All right, this is the one you're breaking down.
You want me to do this one?
This is the main event.
Did you not take any notes for this?
I took some notes. They're just terrible.
All right. Well, I don't know.
Austin versus Shawn Michaels for the WWF Championship.
This is why we're here, folks. Just a quick background. Sean's back is completely fucked by this point.
Oh, my God.
He knows this is his last match. He's also chummy with Earl Hebner. And Earl Hebner had a brain aneurysm the night before. So props to HBK, even though he's a bit of an asshole, because he's just like, he goes all out it for this match.
They mentioned it too. JR mentions that Earl's in the hospital and that they wish him a speedy recovery.
Yeah, and he could have been like fucking die for a brain aneurysm.
Yep.
I said, thankfully, Austin remembers to bring his leather vest for this WrestleMania.
Oh, thank God.
Don't hold your breath for next year, though. Fucking idiot.
So funny.
Love JR's soundbite about feeling the emotion wherever you are, because he's like, can you feel it? Wherever you are.
Yeah.
Can you feel it? He says that it's going to be difficult for Austin to overcome the greatest champion of all time and Mike Tyson's officiating. King retorts, it ain't going to be easy. It ain't going to be possible.
Yep.
Michaels makes his way to the ring from the back. We get that awesome dun 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 dun. You know.
Yeah.
They do that in NXT now too.
I love that. It's such a cool thing.
NXT they did it. I saw Bayley and Sasha do it the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Nice.
Michaels makes his way to the ring. He says to the camera, "This is for you, Earl." And he says, "It's the first time without my good luck charm." JR notes that no one has ever performed HBK in a big match situation. Austin starts a match, bumping Shawn all over the place, and with his back, it's scary.
I wrote down, I was like, the backdrop that Michaels takes is fucking crazy, given how shitty his back is.
Yeah, he
does his usual thing too, where he gets Irish whipped into the corner so hard that he flips upside down, and I'm like, your fucking back, dude. You might not be able to walk.
Yeah, Triple H blatantly attacks Austin on the outside, so DQ. Michaels is still the champion.
That's how it ends.
Luckily, the referee tells the X to fuck off. I don't know why they bother to listen to him.
Yeah.
I don't know why they just don't jump in the ring and start attacking him. Michaels brawls with Austin up the ramp because Attitude Era. He hits Austin with a drum cymbal.
Yep.
But is it symbolic?
Is it symbolic?
Triple H throws a water bottle at Austin as he's leaving.
Solid pun.
Fuck off. Back to the mid-card, Hunter.
Fuck off. Mid-carder for life.
Yeah, they do the inside-out bump. He takes a shit ton of bumps. One point, Austin actually knocks him out of the ring into the Spanish announce table.
Yep.
On his back. They do a funny rest spot where HBK presumably tells Austin all these spots because you can see Austin's eyes are like wide as fuck as he's trying to hear everything HBK's saying. They fall into the crowd. Austin gets backdropped by Michaels. Michaels hits him with the ring bell. Luckily, Austin doesn't blade. There's some asshole in the front row going, "Hey, nice hair, Sally," to HBK.
Yo, JR called this match so well. When they're like in the crowd, he's just like, "This is raw emotion, fist and fire from the rattlesnake." Like he just does everything so well.
It's JR's probably his finest calls outside of like King of the Ring 98 maybe.
Yeah.
Tyson actually grabs Austin and throws him back in the ring, giving him like an Ahmed Johnson like wedgie where his trunks are all the way up his ass. Yeah, you see Austin pull him out.
He's thonging him. I like that because I always thought of him like that's just Ahmed Johnson being Ahmed Johnson.
Okay, at some point both men are down. Michaels nips up with a broken back.
Oh fuck!
Unbelievable.
Was his back broken? Like, is that what it was? Or he had like a weird fucking vertebrae thing, right?
A couple of vertebrae were out of place.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
You think that like after he's like, "Oh, my back hurts a lot," that he'd fucking like just be like, "I'm gonna go get surgery now."
He never did it. It just fixed itself on its own, apparently.
Really?
Which is why some people are like, drugs? Are you on drugs? Are you just an asshole and you don't want to deal with the attitude era? He was getting paid either way. Like, McMahon was still paying him, even while he was sitting out.
Yeah.
It's good for Vince. I doubt he'd do it for anyone else.
Do it.
He nips up. He goes for the elbow drop, blah, blah, blah. He sets up Sweet Chin Music. He goes for it. Austin catches it. Oh, no, Austin ducks it. He goes for the stunner. HBK reverses that. He kicks. Austin catches the boot and goes, "Nah!"
Yes.
Flips him around and stunners him.
Yo, I said, we need more reversals of finishers.
I wrote that
instead of 19 kickouts in a row like 2015. Like, that was like 8 F5s. Like, all you need to do is have people reverse things. It looks way more believable.
I wrote the same thing.
Way more believable.
We need one finisher. Not 15 F5s or 67 Superman punches.
No, you just need fucking, like a Superman punch. Guy comes at you to Superman punch you, duck out of the way, fucking do something, and, like, backdrop him. And just have reversals.
We never see Austin take Sweet Chin Music in this match either, so he doesn't have to kick out of it.
Yep.
My only problem with this match, it's a decent match for what it was. I don't like the way Tyson counts. Come on, man, you had one job. It's like...
It was a fast count.
Yeah.
It was a fast count. If that had happened to Austin, JR would have been like, "That was a fast count." Like, he would have lost it.
It was about the same speed that Earl Hebner counted Triple H out for Chris Jericho's match with him.
Yeah.
Where he has to reverse.
Oh, I love that match so much.
So let's pause here for the greatest call of all time with JR.
Yep.
Michael's going for another kick. Austin, he got it! The starter! Mike Tyson in! Austin is the champion! Stone Cold! Stone Cold! Stone Cold! Wait a minute! What? Tyson is double cross the end! It's a double cross!
Stone Cold! Stone Cold! JR loses his mind at this point.
Loses his fucking mind. Well, it was an 8-year journey, man.
Oh, fuck.
8-year journey.
What else happens? Austin tosses Tyson a t-shirt. HBK gets to his feet. He throws a punch at Tyson, but gets knocked the fuck out.
Down goes Tyson! Or down goes Michaels. And the best thing about that is that the fucking Kevin Dunn, we need to play this again. Because they stupidly cut to, well, I guess it's more Shawn Michaels' fault than Kevin Dunn's, but they cut to Shawn Michaels being out cold on the mat, and he's chewing fucking gum. Why would, when you saw that as a camera guy, not be like, "Fuck this"? And like, because he's just down like chewing gum. I'm like, are you kidding me?
He looks like an asshole.
Yeah, he's just no selling.
It's just HBK being a prick, I'm sure.
Also,
this is a funny thing you might not know. HBK did not want to do the spot where they lay the t-shirt.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, that's why he was so pissed backstage.
And he told them.
He told them he didn't want to do the spot where they laid this 316 shirt on him, but they did it anyway. Eat shit, Michaels. You're leaving.
In his book, he's like, whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, they double crossed me, but whatever. It was my turn, I guess.
Oh, really? It was your turn?
Yeah.
I don't want to drop to Owen Hart.
He said he wasn't going to job if they did that. I'm sure Undertaker was in the corner taping his fists.
Getting ready to punch the shit out of a wrestler's court.
Apparently the rumor was, and Austin and Undertaker have confirmed this, but HBK says it's a lie, that Undertaker was sitting backstage.
Waiting, yeah. And he was like, if it didn't happen, he was going to fucking come out and like legitimately murder him. Part of me hopes that would have been happening. Like Michaels escapes, Undertaker comes out, fuck this, just literally beats the hell out of him.
And so after that, HBK kicks in the doors at a press conference.
Basically, there was a post WrestleMania press conference like right away, and Tyson and Austin were there doing a thing, and Michaels kicks in the door and storms right through the press conference on his way out, just so pissy.
What a bitch. See you in 2002, Shawn.
Yeah, that's because, as we said, it's because of the t-shirt thing. He didn't want to do it. And you know what? To be fair, like, he probably was all full of pent-up emotion because he was leaving. He knew he had his last match.
I also think that he didn't need to do the t-shirt spot.
I don't think so either.
He did the job and he got knocked out. That's enough. And it's his last match.
Yep, he shouldn't have done it.
But the t-shirt does kind of have like a nice closing the door on one part.
Of the feud, yeah. And then,
it's like, okay, it's Austin's time, moving on. I like that.
My breakdown after this. We'll now start seeing the turnaround of WWF during the Monday Night Wars. Austin versus McMahon starts literally the next Raw from this. HBK's gone, so The Rock is definitely the top heel. Too bad the LOD came back, but X-Pac returns, and the Outlaws form a much stronger, wiser DX with Triple H in charge.
DX Army.
The DX Army is coming.
Apparently the Outlaws were going to join the DX Army the next night if Shawn wasn't injured. Anyway?
Oh, yeah?
So they would have formed this stable even with Shawn?
Oh, that's a good idea anyway.
Yeah.
The Outlaws were basically already DX anyway.
And then they were going to be like a huge heel stable that Austin would feud with, which would have worked.
Which would have worked, yeah. Yep. I could see a couple like pay-per-views down the road, like a 4v4 tag match with Austin and 3 partners. Mm-hmm. But at the time, it'd probably be like Austin, Ken Shamrock, who's another good face? That's the problem.
Owen, maybe?
Yeah, Owen Hart. And then, like, they'd throw, like, Steve Blackman in there.
The only thing that would have changed, I think, is Mick Foley wouldn't do a string of great matches and his rise might not happen.
Maybe. That could be true.
But I definitely think they would have done The Rock. Like, I think The Rock's ascent is just guaranteed.
Yeah.
And I think the Austin Undertaker storyline would have happened, too. So, yeah, I don't think much would have changed.
Yeah. All right.
We're fucking done.
Thoughts? You said you had that new thing you wanted to do.
Sure. What was your favorite match or segment?
My favorite segment was probably the Rock giving the gifts to the nation.
So
they're really good. My favorite match was probably the dumpster match at WrestleMania. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I really enjoyed the dumpster match as well.
Yeah.
I love the Austin Rock match. I think it's crazy. I was going to say
that too. It's
what
insane.
A coincidence that they have those two fighting. And I thought the Sable makeover segment was highly entertaining, and
she's so fucking over. Oh my god.
And the Austin where he's in the ring with McMahon and he's talking down to him and stuff.
Oh,
that was great.
baby.
So, yeah.
What an intense segment.
I really dislike, like, my least favorite match segment. I hated the Owen Hart Triple H feud. I hated the match.
Yep.
It just made me legit angry, like a bulldog, Michaels in England angry. I was really unhappy with that.
Oh god, yeah.
So that's it. We haven't discussed closing themes. I think we're thinking the same thing. Shawn Michaels, probably.
Yeah. Well, he's gone for 2 years now.
So we'll never play that again. Let's play Shawn Michaels' theme then.
Yeah. All right.
Check it out. Was that English?
Check us out.
Check us out at Tweener Podcast on Twitter. Send us a line or an email, tweenerwrestlingpodcast@gmail.com, and check us out on YouTube. Subscribe, Tweener Wrestling Podcast on YouTube, and we've got some good stuff on there. And just like or subscribe.
Yep. And until next time, we will.
I think I'm cute.
Later.
I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks that drives to go wild. I've got the move that really move 'em. I said chill up and down their spine. I'm just a sexy boy.